Thanks for doing the shout out, Jimmy. And my microphone is open, so you probably heard me sighing and typing. Oh dear. Okay, but we're live. Good. Let's get over to the snack time screen, which is the screen we use for all of this stuff. Okay, how is everyone? How is everyone's weekend? Sorry I'm late starting. I wonder, can we get Discord going? The computer crashed when I got started. I am in a state of being. I'm a human. I exist. I am not a virtual reality, real-time, AI-driven machine, as discussed previously. But I am in a small amount of pain. No TK Red Lemonade. I have discovered that cold water swishing around buys me 10 minutes of no pain. Now that I've said that, it doesn't work anymore. But it's the weirdest pain I've had because it's not specific to anything. Like, I can eat. The painkillers take ages to work and they don't seem to work. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, the point is I'm still in pain. We're not going to talk about it, but I might disappear occasionally to cry. Doing in killers. Is it good, bad, or ugly? Okay, we've done an announcement. Close that. Close that. We got to get the game up and running. I have a little sandwich here, which I'm trying to eat on the other side. Cold beer. Can't have beer because after the stream, I'm going to take painkillers and go to bed. The dentist is on Thursday, Jimmy. Adventure, Great Hall. I have no clue what that means. I was really out of it on Friday. Fucking disaster. Now, arguably, I could have rung the dentist today and said, help, 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 I'm dying. But then I'd have to make a phone call. Now, what were we doing on Friday? The journal will tell us. Biography. Okay, that doesn't tell us anything. Aloth revealed that his soul is awakened. Probably looking quests. I'll be right back. There's going to be a lot of stepping away tonight because I have to keep drinking water to keep the pain down. I'm beginning to think it might be a clogged saliva gland or something. I'm just in a lot of pain. But we weren't going to talk about the pain. It's gotten difficult to get out of my chair because there's a new PC case beside me. I'll explain it when I come back. Woo! I need the new PC case for when I flee the country. I don't think that's going to help, Jimmy. I don't think that's going to help. Oh, man. We might have to cancel the stream. We might have to cancel the stream. I might not be able for this. Okay, it's gone now. It's gone now.
Listen to your body.
No, I am listening to my body, Jimmy. My body is telling me to defeat the monsters. Unfortunately, my body is a monster. So I'm just going to cut this sandwich into a manageable size so that I don't have much trouble with it. Using this knife. Okay, and I've stabbed myself. And we have a little... Oh, I've ruined the sandwich. Fuck. Okay. It's none of these. It's not this. We have no leads for the White March Part 2. Quests. Far From Home, Cinders of Faith. It's called the Battle of Yenwood Field. Is that what we're doing?
All right, then.
No. Look how off kilter I am. Look how off kilter I am. I failed to change chat to the correct tone. Worst streamer ever. Yeah, maybe struggling through is not the way forward. I mean, I made it to the gym. I got through. I did a run in the gym. No problems. It seems when I relax, it gets worse. Like when I got into the car after the gym, I sat down and then it hit me. So we sent our ranger to escort Berolt to the Thayan Bog. They'll be back in 5 days and 24 hours, which I think you'll find is 6 days.
All right, then.
Possibly. Belt of Chimes. Concentration 25, -1 stealth. I think we need our healer to have concentration boosted. Okay, and we have a prisoner. We have a prisoner now. Nuke for Prez, how are you doing? Jimmy did a shout out for you. I saw that at the start. And we have someone in our prison downstairs. I want to see what that gives us. My lord, there's an urgent
Good day,
matter.
stranger.
We have a jailer. Nyrid's causing trouble lately. Would you like to do about it? Show me what happens when you... Show him what happens when you cross the Lord. I'm not gonna go Buffalo Bill. Show him what happens when you cross the Lord of Cadnua. Take care of it yourself, it's not my concern. Aren't they the same thing? Show him what happens when you cross us. Very well. How severe did you mean the punishment to be? Three lashes, break one of his hands, lop off some fingers. We have one. Hold on. We have one prisoner. I don't know what trouble he's causing. I've changed my mind, just keep an eye out. Of course, my lord. End dialogue.
Hey.
Okay, so we didn't lash him. I chickened out. Where even is he? I want to talk to him. I should have killed her when I had the chance, I should have killed her when I had the chance, the self-righteous bastard.
Good day, stranger.
I'm here to maintain the cells for you. Should you take any prisoners in your travels, I will make sure they are tended to as you see fit. Continue. Do you have any instructions for me? What do you want done with the prisoners? Show them who the master is. I want them flogged regularly. I would like to release a prisoner. I don't need anything at the moment. Okay, so we're not... Like, I thought we could get something out of this guy as being a prisoner. What does him being a prisoner get me?
As you wish.
I don't think it gets us anything. Okay, we need to work on the following. Right. We need to get the dozens to allies so that they come and help us in the battle. But they have no further jobs for us. How do we get jobs from them? I've made it into the couldn't get me more specific. Okay, we're going to go to the catacombs. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to the catacombs in the town and look for this man's missing wife to see if it raises our status in the town.
Hey.
Should we rest before we do that? Okay, let's rest before we do that.
Looks a little healthier than before.
People have taken some damage. It's free to rest here. +3 athletics, +3 constitution, +3 perception, +2 survival. I'm going to go athletics and constitution. It gives everyone hit points, and it gives everyone an improved second wind.
Animancy seems to be the topic of the hour here.
No.
You have closer dealings with souls than I do. What do you think of it?
I think it's incredible we hold such power over our own souls. The Animancers have bungled their research time and time again. It's always innocent people who suffer from it. I'm not sure how I feel about it yet. Are you not as interested in the subject? I think I'm tired of hearing about it. I'd rather stay out of the whole thing. I think they've bungled everything repeatedly. They're putting souls into armor. Surely it's helped many people as well. Those suffering from soul sickness or afflicted with temper and criminal impulses. Even the reading of soul lineages, people have a better sense of their place in the world. I'd rather my past stay in the past. I'd rather my past stay in the past. Nor does it seem to agree with Aloth, does it? Well, thanks for lending me an ear. I look forward to seeing where this all goes. End dialogue.
Hey.
Okay. So we're trying to drum up allies. Now, Copper Lane is where we'll find that. Oh my god. Wah, 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 wah. So the gym is going well. Even with the toothache, I was able to complete my run.
Hey.
Total wages 800 fucking monies. The catacombs are over here. Curtain wall construction complete. Wages, total wages 800 and something. Okay, we have 4 grand. The curtain wall is complete. We got to build more stuff. The west curtain wall provides protection from forces coming from the west. It's going to up our security by 4. So we're really... I'm going to do that. More security is more better, I think. Okay. Oh, what did it say here about fame? The ways in which your character interacts with people in dialogues, even more subtle ones, tend to coalesce into reputation. As your fame expands, some characters will interact with you differently as a result. Okay, into the catacombs. We are searching for this man's missing wife. To get our fame up...
All right, then.
A blade in the dark.
Oh, that's very loud. Okay, let's go over this way. We haven't been over here. Oh. Oh, myconoids. And a corpse. Okay, they are called sporelings. Immune to charm, confusion, frightened, paralyzed, stunned, and terrified. Well, I'm going to attack them. Oh shit, there's a big one. Dank spore.
How may I help?
I want you to use this. Shit, there's way too many of these fucking things.
Yes?
And there's trolls. Okay, we are in trouble.
Yes.
Oh, and you're meleeing, you absolute idiot.
Hi? Yes?
What's happened to him? He's flanked, he's prone, he can't do anything. You're gonna have to second wind. You're gonna have to already do your healing burst. Okay, do a consecrated ground instead.
Following your lead.
Okay. We might end up party wiping here. Spikes McGee is confused. Okay. It's all gone wrong. It's literally all gone wrong. Okay.
How may I help?
What? Poison! Hardly fair.
Okay. Okay. this is unfortunate. I blame. Yeah, something's wrong with you.
So much for you. What?
This thing isn't doing
The Varu beyond seek.
Oh god, it's all gone very sideways. Who are you even attacking?
Hey,
Leave it to me. That troll. Oh man. Charm. Nothing happened.
So much sacred.
Okay, we charmed a troll. You hurt everyone.
The Varu beyond seek.
Who are you
Yes.
shooting? You're shooting that troll? Okay.
hey,
Knock the troll down. Cast a big Healy spell. There.
yes?
Barbaric blow this guy. Okay, they killed all that guy. You all attack him now.
Yes.
Okay, we've saved it, but like, at what cost? Please do it damage over time. The bear is going to drop in a second.
Following your lead.
I think we're going to summon a bunch of skeletons just to... deal with the trolls.
Following your lead.
Shoot the troll.
What is it?
Attack more rapidly. Shoot the troll.
Hey,
Knock the... You're fighting this troll. Knock that troll down. Protect all your friends.
Brave. Be poised, brave. Ulig.
Okay. This fight was just a mess.
What is it?
Knock off their protections.
Sacred.
Okay. And then everyone attack this troll. Okay, the troll is nearly dead. But it's not working out. Bless everyone. Get more attacks going.
Yes?
You should second wind. You should barbaric yell.
What is it?
You should damage over time. This troll.
Anna!
Keep fighting him.
What?
You've got nothing going on. Divine Terror, just get the enemies.
I've been poisoned.
I'm not worried about you being poisoned. Okay, I think we're gonna get this. Oh, you are pretty dead.
I'm here.
Please heal everyone a little. Okay, we might just reload. Yeah, screw it. It's just, yeah, no. That was just a total fucking farce. I am in too much distress to fanny about with that. But I'm still interested in that area. But I think there's too much going on there. Look. We've been spotted. Fall back. We're going to fall back. Okay, kill this swirling. Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna. This is gonna be the theme of the evening. Is gonna be Chris gets up to go to the loo because Chris has to. I've already drunk half a liter of water. I'm not sure if this stream is gonna be a successful stream. Yeah. Yep. This is not a good sign. I've been drinking constantly in order. Okay, where's our wizard?
Aye?
Right, here we go. Fireball. Here. The timing on the fireball is not great.
Yes? I'm here.
Why aren't you fighting anyone? Bear, you fight him.
Hey.
You fight the Sporling. Okay, the fireball worked. 3 hits, 3 crits. 42 damage. That gives us a good view of how much health they have. Oh, they each get individual damage. That's not good.
What is it?
Okay, I'm actually going to have you use your teleport to jump back out. And then switch to your other weapon. Okay.
I'm here.
Do a barbaric yell.
Poison! Hardly fair.
Should he stab him?
Following your lead.
Okay.
What?
Now. You fire your beam of healing. Move to here. And you have a beam of healing weapon. Like, right, he can fire it down and it heals our friends and hurts our enemies. Launch it down. We're just going to spam that.
I'm here.
And for some reason, the barbarian just stops attacking things every so often. Just do a big hit on this guy.
Well?
Okay, you're fighting the Sporling.
Yes?
You're not attacking anyone. Stun the Sporling and then zap him.
The Varu.
Okay,
Yes.
and our leader is knocked on his bum.
Beyond seek.
Okay, it did no damage to some people.
What?
Do this fire damage to these guys? Drop that there.
Following your lead.
You aren't doing anything. Drop some skeletons in.
What?
Okay, you
Well.
aren't doing anything.
Testers!
Okay, skeletons. 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 Okay, you have a gun. Shoot this Sporling.
Still! What?
Cast another one of your beams. We're using all of our stuff here. This fight is not... I'm not happy about it.
What is it?
You... Okay, switch to bow and shoot the next Sporling. Okay, the fight is going much better because we're not having to deal with the Dark Spore thing, which is over on this side. Skeletons are running interference. Everyone is fighting trolls.
Hey.
You are fighting a Sporling. Why not just flip the Sporling upside down?
The Varu beyond seek!
Okay. Back area group. Shoot this Sporling. Back area group. Shoot this Sporling. You guys fight this troll. Okay, hold on.
What?
You do another one of these beams that heal. Actually, everyone's healed up max. Don't do that then. Keep shooting things. No. Keep shooting things. Shoot the sporling.
How may I help?
Zap with this thing here. We're doing great. Lots of micromanaging. Jimmy, lots of micromanaging. You know what else has micromanaging? Micro machines. Dazed. You fight that spawn.
I'm here.
Barbaric Yell. Now, after he does the Barbaric Yell, we'll have to watch out. You knock this troll on its arse. Okay.
That's it!
Okay, fun. The skeletons have all vanished.
Following
Let's
your
summon
lead.
more skeletons. Okay, we're summoning more skeletons.
Well,
Yes?
You are targeting the troll, which is still dazed, which is good because the more damage it does to dazed targets, the better. We're a third of the way through both of these options, but we can keep going. You're reloading. Okay. Oh, a troll made it through because the skeletons didn't appear quickly enough. Everyone has to switch to this troll then.
something's wrong with me.
No, there isn't anything
What?
wrong. We're gonna do this now. Okay. The skeletons
your
never
lead.
appeared. Let's go for charm. The skeleton's fucked up.
Hey.
Okay, this troll is nearly dead. Knock this troll on its bum.
Sacre tu!
Okay, we charmed one. You guys all attack that one. Bear, go fight this troll.
Brave thou shalt feel need.
Okay, this troll is on max hit points. These trolls, the charmed troll is doing fine. We gotta kill this troll that's near death.
Hey.
You keep hitting it. Everyone up here is doing their thing. You hit the troll with the book. There's a lot going on. Which knocks him back. Which lets Spikes McGee get in and tank him a little.
Yes.
Spike, knock him down. Okay.
Hey.
You're doing great down here fighting. You're fighting the wrong troll. Fight this troll. Okay. Okay, we got a troll down. Now these trolls are all back into the field.
Hey.
You pull that troll back to you. Bear, fight this troll. Everyone up here is fighting this troll.
I'm here.
Spike, you're doing great.
Yes.
Commander, damage over time the troll.
What?
You don't need to heal everyone just yet. Do you have something that can just bop the troll? What about this thing? Get that troll.
Faru beyond seek.
We slammed the troll from the sky for 41 damage, which interrupts the troll. We critted it with Pillar of Faith. It's still badly injured. It took 21 damage? No, 41 damage. How many hit points do trolls have? Crying out loud. Encyclopedia, bestiary, trolls, wilders, defeated 2. We don't know anything about them. They take crush damage, they lose 16, burn, corrode. Okay. Makon Sagart, how are you doing?
Hey.
Why aren't you fighting anyone? No. You fight this guy. You can fight this guy.
Following your lead.
Okay, let's we could knock him back. Knock him back.
Sacre Thu!
Knocking him back is a strong play. Because all of our guys are ranged.
That's it!
Brave does be lost.
Okay, he's dead. Everyone switch to this troll.
Yes?
Switch to that troll. This is working out great. Oh shit.
I'm here.
You gotta fight this troll. Okay, you've got 3 up. You can knock them back again. Knock the troll back. It didn't work. It didn't work.
What is it?
You can damage over time the troll. You can attack more aggressively. Don Paraffin, welcome back. 10-week streak. A 10 streak before I lost it. Okay. I won't see the cool emotes. Wub the fuck. Whoop. I assume it's a filthy dubstep noise. That's what I choose to believe.
Brave does be lost.
So, I am slightly out of sorts. So, I may not be as on top of chat as I usually am. By which I mean at all. You can do a little healing. Do this once per encounter healing thing now. Because it'll heal the wizard who's getting zapped.
Yes.
This wand is doing great. It's going to level up soon. You guys are working on this troll. You guys are all working on this troll. It's working out great. Feels okay, man. So our other ranger is off bringing someone on a mission. Oh. Okay, that troll's gonna die now in a second. Okay, that troll's dead. Everyone switch to this troll. Woo! That went much better than the first time we did this fight.
Not a sound.
Okay, we get a load of dank spores. And we get a load of troll skin. Everyone loves dank troll skin. Okay. Now everyone switches to ranged.
What is it?
How may I help?
Following your
Everyone
lead.
switches to ranged.
I'm here.
And we shoot the next thing. The dank spore.
Aye?
Right.
I'm here.
Why are you
What?
moving forward? Oh, you're moving forward so that you can shoot it with
So
pistols.
much.
So the dank spore, you see, the dank spore is easy to kill, right? When dank spore has 216 endurance, but it's all of its stuff is like it can't move. Dank spores are unique compared to other forms of fungi in their appetite for souls. They are often grow and move in groups along the forest floor, searching for weakened, exhausted travelers who are unable to fight back. Once they find a host, they bind to it and supply it with basic nutrients required to keep it alive, so that they can absorb its essence. Dank spores are extremely hostile once they find a host and will attack anything that gets close to their meal with their poisonous barbed roots. They feed on the most corrupted, splintered energy of the soul first, continuing until the host is nothing but a soulless husk. This makes dank spore flesh useful for experienced apothecaries in cleansing, as a cleansing agent in soul purification medications and techniques. Improperly applied, however, this treatment can lead to amnesia and in extreme cases soul fracturing. Right, and then the sporelings, we don't know what their abilities are. Spore disease. Anyway. Okay.
I shall be quiet as a calm sea, which is
So they
not very
eat
quiet.
the worst part of your soul first. And now that we've looted it, this person becomes lootable. And they have a bone and a scepter. Neither of which we care for. Oh, more corpses. Oh shit, retreat. This corpse had 300 silver lusk, right? Which are worth 3 copper pieces each. Or 100, and they're worth 3 each. So they're worth 300, if I'm correct.
I shall.
Right? If I'm correct, we have 1,584. And when I pick these up, we should have 1,800. So yeah, it says 100, but each one is worth more. Okay, there's loads of dank spores. Let's do a little patrol. I'm feeling a lot better now. Let's just check out the immediate area. $75% off. There's a lot going on, Don, that I was not familiar with. Like, hold on, let's look at inventory. There's a crafting system for making potions and foods, and I didn't notice that for like 10 sessions. Like, we can make potions of power, which increase your attack speed and max endurance for 20 seconds. Like, we don't do it, but, like, we could. 15% of hits convert to crits. We can make stew. We can make the Duke's own beetloaf. We can make fancy rice pan. We should be buffing constantly, but I just can't remember to. And we can enchant shit. Like, we can power up our weapons by making it, like... Kith slaying means it kills people. It just, like, straight up does 25... It's 5% more accurate, and it's 25% more damage against humans and people. Or we could do it against spirits, or we could do it against wild creatures. But I don't know what's the best one to do. I think humans is the best one, to be honest. Okay, we want to kill this sporling before we interact with this body over here. So let's attack the dank sporling. Everyone's on range. Go.
That's for my friends.
Yeah, see, this thing is not a problem.
Let's see what lies this way.
Leave it to me.
See, it fired some spore at us. Dank spore. I don't think the combat log is good enough. Hit for 18 pierce damage. Interrupted the dank spore. So we want to keep interrupting the dank spore. I think a lot of our people are out of range. Dank spore hits Ader for 8 crushing damage and causes confusion. Confusion can cause them to attack our friends, so it's a bigger problem than one might think. But now it's dead. This is our ghost pig. He's our friend. Oh, this just has a hood. Oh, in case we needed hoods to disguise our person. Oh, right.
All right, then.
Sneaky,
I shall
sneaky.
be discreet.
Oh, a potion of Eldritch Aim.
Hey.
Yes?
Oh.
Hey.
Oh. More sessions means more power. More testicles means more iron. It's a Simpsons quote, I'm allowed to say it. Should you shout buff? Like, this is the thing, is I think we have enough that we can buff. Here's the thing with the buffs. It takes quite a bit of time to set them up. You know what I'm saying? And some of the stuff is... Some of the stuff is good enough that I don't want to waste it. Like on a fight that's going to be a save. On a fight that's going to be an easy fight. Okay, skeletal rangers. We're looking through the windows, we can see them. We're also looking for traps and things. We also have loads of traps that we could be deploying. So like this character here, he's carrying malignant cloud traps, he's noxious burst traps, boiling spray traps, arrow traps, fireball traps, dart traps, noxious cloud burst traps. We're just not using them. Learning curve, Kiffer will show the way. I hope so, Don, but like so these traps, so to gather the traps you need mechanics. Have one person in the party with maxed out mechanics, right? And they search for traps. You need one person in the party with maxed out lore, but I think it has to be your character. Like there's... Like I've made a bad character. As usual. Right? So immediately we were doing something and it was like, oh, it turns out resolve is really important and I don't have much. Like we've resolved 8, which means we keep getting interrupted when people hit us and it's harder to like resist mind control. We have int 15, which increases the area of effect and duration of our stuff, but our ranger doesn't need that. I don't think. Right? Perception plus 21 to interrupt, which means how likely it is to delay an opponent's action. That's great. We needed perception. But we need perception 18, not 17. Because that's where, like, other things kicked in. You know? Dexterity. I thought dexterity would do hitting things, but it does dodging out of the way of attacks and how often you attack. Con is the only one I'm happy that we dumped. And might, I put too much might in. This character has too much might. Because they're solely ranged. So all the points I put in might for this specific character should have been in resolve.
Of course.
But that's like min-maxing nonsense. Oh. What's in here? A morning star. Okay. Hit Owen, how are you doing? Run an editor and give him the stats I want. Maxed out everything. Right, this is a little complex here. Let's save and go. Hit Owen, what have you been up to? Oh, a person called Yorn. Oh, we've been looking for him. A small Orlan man appears to have pulled together some crates and scraps of cloth to make a rather sorry-looking camp. A thick fur on his limbs is matted, his clothing smeared with blackened grime. He looks startled as you enter, eyes widening in alarm. Thank you, Jimmy, for doing the shoutouts for Draconic Dude. Draconic Dude, how are you doing? Return to work assessment tomorrow. Ooh, good luck with that.
Hail and well met.
Ugh. Read old RPG stuff? Do. I am barely keeping this toothache under control. Draconic Dude is doing well. I don't want to talk about it. Stop mentioning it, Chris. It's your own fault. Wasn't expecting any visitors down in these parts. He glances around the room. I guess you'd be Orn. The Crucible Knights have put a heavy price on your head. What can you tell me about these? Okay, let's get all the information we can before we tell him that the Crucible Knights are looking for him. What can you tell me about these catacombs? Haven't explored much of them, to be honest. Got lucky finding this little corner of it, but let me think. Well, there's the canal. That's Grogan's canal. Grogan was the dwarf that planned the whole thing. It runs up through Andra's gift and spills out into the sea there. Otherwise, just a lot of bones. There's the Warrens for people who couldn't afford better, but it's all flooded now. The fancier folks have their own resting places down here. Drier places. The Dukes of Deerwood are down here, actually, if you want to pay your respects. Weird new RPG stuff is where things get interesting. Because as you've said, sometimes you encounter new RPG stuff and you're like, this is a modern RPG, but is not connected to, like, the greater let's play D&D stuff. It's maintained a more separate character. And I like that. I like when I run into people who are still playing Napoleonics and you're like, okay, good. You know, then you find people playing RPGs that are not like sucked into the, you know, it's what my character would do. It's like, it is what your character would do. But, you know, you don't have to be a dick about it. The Dukes of Deerwood down here. Okay. Anything else I can do for you? Have you seen a woman named Ronya? Sorry, but I don't know anyone by that name. I'm not sure. I'm not the only one down here. I hear voices now and then from across the canal. Sounds like they're coming from the northwest. New Kickstarter. It's a Pathfinder 1 reskin. So people are just going straight for 3.5, are they? What are you doing down here? I've been a little down on my luck. Didn't have anywhere to stay, so I thought I'd come down here. No one pokes around the catacombs much, not until you anyway. Really? Stealth 4. The catacombs seem like a place to go where you want to disappear. He looks around and nods slowly. Yeah, I guess that's plain enough to see. Very well, it's true. I've been hiding from the knights down here, but it isn't what you think. It was an accident. An accident? It's been hard for me here in Defiance Bay. I suppose I thought if I got involved in city business, if I made the right friends, it would get easier in time. And it did, really. I made a name for myself, a place. People actually listened when I talked. Well, they used to. People get very passionate about these things. We were discussing, I think it was the shipping agreements, of all things to fight over. Shipping agreements? Well, well, well. See how important shipping is now? But one night, this man, he got very angry. I think maybe he had a little bit too much at the inn. I guess he didn't like an Orlan talking back to him. I struck him. He came towards me and I hit him. He went over like a tree. I guess he struck his head on the way down. Turns out he was a knight. The Crucible Knights won't care how it happened. They just want me gone. They won't let me live long enough to see the rope. Please. I just want to get out of this city. The second I can get money for passage, I won't trouble anyone ever again. I'll live quietly, but you can't. Please, please don't tell them I'm here. Okay, here's the thing. 25 streak. 25 stream streak. Good job. Like a guy pitching a handheld to play Tetris on? Yeah. Okay, here's the thing. We've killed a lot of Crucible Knights, and we did it deliberately. Even if this guy is lying, it's no crime to kill a Crucible Knight. We've killed like 10 of them. That's reward worth more than your sorry life. No, I don't want the reward. I'm going to give him the fucking money. Your secret is safe with me. Here, take the money. We've killed a lot of the Crucible Knights. So, Don Paraffin, you're going to play the game. So, I've decided I don't like the Crucible Knights. You might like the Crucible Knights. I'm going to pay the man the money to get him to safety. There should be enough to buy your passage out of Defiance Bay. He stares at you in disbelief. But this... They said you were a kind soul. But I wouldn't have imagined. This will see me out of the city and well away. I'm not sure I could ever thank you, but here, take this. I hope it's some use to you on your journey. He gives us a rabbit's fur gloves. Rabbit fur glove. And then he leaves. What do the gloves do? What do the gloves do? Where's his rabbit mittens? Crit multiplier bonus 10%. Rabbit fur gloves appear in Adrian fables and bedtime stories for hundreds of years, typically as lucky gifts to individuals of particular virtue. The gloves were mentioned in bedtime stories about a girl who, in the midst of a famine, gave a piece of fruit to an elderly crone. Crone! The old woman, in turn, gave rabbit fur gloves to the girl, and though it was summer, she accepted them graciously. She wore them and managed to forage enough to feed her family, and a few short seasons later, she became a hunter of uncanny skill. In other stories, the gloves are given to brave warriors, hard-working servants, and honest shopkeepers. The last story to mention the gloves is that of the notorious pickpocket Sanduran, who lost them when he stole an apple from a wizened old crone. Although the gloves appear to be sewn from the fur of different rabbits, there is no detectable seam between the many-coloured pelts. They're soft and cozy, but when you put your hands in them, your fingers will feel quick and nimble. A rabbit's foot dangles from the left glove, and their natural warmth suggests the presence of essence. And they give us an additional crit multiplier. We are wearing gloves of dexterity. I'm going to give them to the wizard, because that's just 10% more damage from the wizard. Missed a ban. I was real slow on that one. Banned. No, don't blame Jimmy. We can't expect Jimmy to catch them all. Oh, we only need to do 500 more damage to upgrade this weapon we've given him. Sweet. Task complete, unwanted. Now, what does that do to our reputation? We are benevolent, clever, diplomatic, passionate, rational, honest, and deceptive. We're still a hero. Defiance Bay, ally. We need to get the dozen to ally. No?
I'll see what I can find.
Wobbly tent is barely standing. Oh, the queen that was and still is. A book. Dear sisters, do you still remember your first deliverance when you strangled your first wrongdoer? Did you see the moment when life became death? Could you see the instance where your victim realized that Wodika never forgets? And when Wodika takes back her throne, will you face her with pride, knowing you have held your oaths? Or will you be amongst the word breakers? Wodika teaches vengeance and memory, and while she is in exile, we must be her eyes and ears that let no injustice slip from the record. We must be the clenched fist that silences the lying breath. When Wodika takes back her throne, all injustices that have slipped through the cracks of history will be righted. The villains hiding in plain sight amongst the innocent will feel the burned queen's choking grasp. Pray that you live to see the day when you will join our queen in this cleansing of the wicked. But know, my sisters, that we must be ready to see the end of our days without the return of our queen, for she will take back her throne, but it may be our daughters who serve the restored court. We must continue to live as we have always lived, hated by the other faiths, even though we place justice above our own well-being. At least the Empire of Adair will hold our creed in proper esteem. It is the proper sign of respect that by imperial custom our clergy must oversee a contract for it to be legally binding. For those who understand the value of remembering the oaths of Wodika's faithful, let us not count our current blessings, for we will still enjoy the support of the Paladin Order of the Seal of the Garrote. They too understand that society is built and broken by the oaths and rules of its people. When Wodika takes back her throne, my family will know that I was right to commit my life to the exiled queen. When Wodika takes back her throne, the Strangler will stop being a story told to frighten our daughters, but a hero woven into parables that teach our children justice. When Wodika takes back her throne, she will bring her flawless memory with her. Every transgression, every crime, every injustice will be revealed. When Wodika takes back her throne, even gods won't be spared their due retribution. We have read this book before.
Hey.
A smoldering fire strewn with meager rations. Okay. Okay, so we haven't found the ghost we're looking for. Okay, let's get in position. Get in position.
Yes?
Okay, and
How
then
may
you
I
need to
help?
unlock it.
I'll see what I can do. The work of a moment.
Then you go back.
Hey,
Then you open it. Oh, human skeleton, skeletal wizard. Okay, this is Pointy Hat. Kill him first. Them's the rules. Bear. Oh, the wizard's moving away. Okay. There's the skeletal wizard. Everyone shoot the skeletal wizard. Go. Okay, we killed the skeleton wizard. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect.
I'm here.
You go hit the skeletal ranger.
Following your lead.
You shoot that skeleton.
Well,
You shoot that skeleton.
hey,
You attack that skeleton. Bear attack that skeleton. It's all coming up skeletons.
still alive? I need something sharper.
how may I help?
You need to target this. The skeletons won't take much damage from the piercing. So that's what we know about... Oh god, there's another skeletal wizard.
Yes?
You need to smash that wizard. Um...
So much for you.
Okay.
I'm here.
See if that does anything. Okay, everyone go for the wizard. Wizard down. Everyone go for the ranger. Okay, the skeletons weren't too much of a problem.
Laying low.
But traps might be. Okay, so the skeletons had shit.
Hey,
I mean, they are skeletons. So rearrange the group. Where is our wizard?
yes?
Wizard, your job is to search for traps. So just gonna nibble you forward. Cash. Oh. Ooh, magic armor. Sort that out later.
Hey. How may I help?
Nope.
Indeed.
Okay, there's a skeletal fighter there. So we're gonna get the group into position.
Varanthus!
Okay, there's also a skeletal fighter inside that room. But I think we can take the skeletal fighter. Okay, everyone retreat. Just form up here. Sneaky, sneaky. Form up here. Oh, he spotted us. Go for it. Okay. It's going fine. Okay. Cash. Some trash. Okay. Ooh, Veloons. All right, names to read. Christina C. Once upon a time, there was a monster named Armin the Apple Eater. He could eat tons of apples and emptied all the trees in the realms. In the realm of Princess Zikarin. Maybe he is still out there. Mark Matthews says, relatively modest example of potential mediocrity. M. Latin says, Master Burrito Mancer, Chipotle sucks. To a certain extent, these in-game texts break a little bit of verisimilitude too much when it's like, I have written a thing where I've gone, one person says there was once a monster that ate apples. Okay. But like, what's Chipotle in game? Are these in game? Like, I know the backers paid for it, but like, still. Flipper claws. OFC NFC TRI LWQ STR. I am truly fortunate to have known you all. Thank you for being with me. Iris Hope. For Iris, who when thought about brings hope and fear in equal measure. Someone paid to have 1.23457 to the power of, or times 10 to the power of 49. Stabby McStabbington? I mean, like, maybe. I mean, our character is called Spikes McGee. Long live shapeshifters. Danilov Petra. He was born and died on the Amur River. He was a loving father and a faithful husband. He valiantly served his country and not just defeated its enemies. With love, wife Svetlana and son Oleg. Hannah Amelia Jones. Here doth lie Hannah, the breeder of corgis. In these fields, he who finds her cape shall not fear the nipping of thy heels. Andrew Chenko. Life is not a journey to the grave with the intention of arriving in a well-preserved body, but rather to skid in broadside, thoroughly used up and loudly proclaiming, wow, what a ride. It is better to enjoy the ride without getting injured along the way. It is better to avoid an injury than it is to get injured and recover. That which doesn't kill us simply makes us stronger. Except, of course, if you just didn't break your leg and did the physiotherapy style exercises to strengthen your knees, you just have better knees. Like, they're not going out there breaking soccer player legs so they have better legs. Are they? Are they out there breaking people's legs so that they have better legs for sport? Maybe. Taking ball-peen hammers to them just to, like, shatter their femurs. You couldn't shatter someone's femur with a ball-peen hammer. Shins you could do. Listen to secrets. Robbie the listener, listen to secrets he did, for his knowledge people bid. A master spy was he, his intel was worth the fee, known by name but not by face, he could infiltrate any place. Harold Grunderjettern. Nothing special to read. Mitchell, son of Cormac. In karate and Muay Thai. Riley, microfractures to promote thickening. Yeah, but no one is like shattering their leg. Like, they're not getting a fracture, they're getting microfractures. That's just training. Here lies Mitchell, son of Cormac. 106 years, only the good die young. End space. Proud supporters of Obsidian and Project Eternity. Nick Rodosek. What can change the nature of a man? What can change the nature of a man? Planescape Torment. Planescape Torment's question, what can change the nature of the man? And the answer is about 60 fucking different things throughout the game. And at one point, in one of the locations in Planescape Torment, and I've said this so many times, I've gone blue in the face. At one point, at one location in Planescape Torment, you meet a person and they're like, my special gift is that I can reach into someone and change their fundamental nature. And you can't get them to do it. They just claim that is their ability. Who can break the leg of a man? Nick Calver. If I should die, think only this of me, that there is some corner of a foreign field that is forever Baldur's Gate. Is Nick Calver involved in making Baldur's Gate? I don't know. Patrick Lopristi. If Tim Kane's name is attached, my wallet is open.
Hey.
Okay, let's check these other names. Rogelio Crazy Eyes Ramirez. Described as eccentric, this successful craftsman earned his nickname due to his constantly twitching eyes. His armors and weapons were some of the best in the world, and the beginnings of legends. Nick paid money to leave the real world. Ride on, Ugly Warband. In memoriam of the Ugly Warband, the misshapen, scarred, and ugly protectors of the peasantry. In an age rife with corruption and abuse of power, one mercenary band fought for the poor and downtrodden. Arcadia Greatstorm. There is no need to fear, my love. I will be with you again as soon enough. Where life has become death, death shall once again be life. Ronick Bing Lathial. Try first, fail a million times, then profit. Angel's Memory. Always cherish your good memories. Malgon. Here lies Malgon, honoured among the thieves. Lived the life until he was caught. There was no reprieve. The guild follows in the footsteps of his legacy. Thieves' Reprieve. Okay. Ben Marshall. For Jojo Mackinson. Caleb McKeddy. Devout acolyte of the Troika Obscura. Perished while seeking out the 3 lost horsemen of Arcanum. Basil Medic Mangra II. It's a big game, 46 gigs, yeah? Be the hero in your own story. To thine own self be true. Very valid. You are the main character in your story. Hold on, this started halfway down. We started at Rodriguez Crazy Eyes Ramirez, but there's a whole load of people before that. Pumpkin the Crag. Taco Cat is Taco Cat backwards. John H. Let his death serve to warn others of the risks of a sedentary lifestyle. J. Prunty punched his last. Oronus. Here lies Oronus. He was asked to be buried face down so people could kiss his behind. Load. It is not the way to be shamed and avoid death under circumstances that are not particularly important. How can a man commit acts of martial valor if he values his life? I don't know. Chew Bear Wilson. I don't like the spacing on this one. It's quotation mark, Chew Bear, space, quotation mark, no space, Wilson. Keyboard needs cleaning. Runs, yeah, I had a little bit of trouble getting it going originally, but then it turned out it was something else. I'm on Ubuntu and I'm annoyed because I recently updated it and it broke a load of shit. I had been holding on to 2022 Ubuntu until... No, 2024 Ubuntu? I don't know. What year is this? This is 2026, Chris. Krellin, no one ever remembers your money. Carter and Sawyer Kislik. For my 2 sons, you will always be in mine and your mother's hearts. Never forget who you are and where you came from. May you always and forever succeed in life's endeavors. Okay, one more panel. Yeah, it's starting halfway down. Robert Bowling, with great power comes great responsibility, also money. Tenaria, found buried under cats and Cheetos. Rob D. Where am I? What is this? Strake. Was never a finer streaker than me. Even with guards, he'd not let it be until the day, as he soon came to dread, the guards caught up with him. Now he lies here dead. Emile Sinclair. Every man's story is important, eternal, sacred. That is why every man, as long as he lives and fulfills the will of nature, is wondrous and worthy of every consideration. The guy with the hair, you mean that guy? Sir Boss. Yes, this was heaven. I was tasting it once, if I might never taste it more. What? What? Robert Harmonious Rain Granger. His dying word, mrf. Matt Scott's. Hot Raikou Girl 16 for life. That is someone who got their email address when they were 12 and is now stuck with it. Even though it says Riot Girl 16, guarantee. Some people have some terrible email addresses that they were stuck with. And you can just make new ones, but you're kind of tied to it now. You know, I got this email address when I was, I got a Hotmail address, and my Hotmail address is like, I don't have this, I'm making one up now. It's, fancy Snickers in your knickers at hotmail.com. Kiffer Windows 69 at hotmilfs.org. Jesus Christ. What's the Windows part? Are you suggesting I would use a Microsoft product? I mean, I would, but only because I have to in work. Don't follow their footsteps. Make your own for others to follow. Elri Haldon. Be brave and aggressive. Be direct. Grab all opportunities. Use varying methods of attack. Be versatile and agile. Attack one target at a time. Don't plan everything in detail. Use top quality weapons. New Windows version programming by Spaghetti Code Vibe Wizards. Fucking vibe coding. Jesus Christ. If the road is easy, you're likely going the wrong way. Terry Goodkind says for Chad M. Renfro. Traveling Paladin. Pray where light meets darkness. Pray where hope meets despair. Pray where valor meets cowardice. Pray where righteousness meets wickedness. Seek where conflict meets the tip of the... Seek where conflict meets and tip the scales. Ian just says, God's watch o'er my restless child, who tumbled from his cot. Though his light shined all too brief, he'll never be forgot. Let's go. You're going to have to make a character. There's a lot of options. Terry Goodkind was an objectivist fantasy author. Didn't he make, like, Magic Kingdom for Sale? Right, Magic Kingdom for Sale. And presumably the other Magic Kingdom books. That's Terry Brooks! Ah, shit! Hom Addict, how are you doing? How are the... How Eternal Night of the Pillars today? Hom, I'm dipping in and out because I've drunk a lot of water to mitigate the pain from my toothache. Let's not talk about that too much. So I have to take little breaks every now and then. So it's not been super eternal. It's been kind of broken up. Hazir Roth, intrepid adventurer of bad luck, owner of the twinned magical bastard swords of Flame and Frost, Gelid, Blazed, and Hell's Winter, wanted the treasure of a dragon, Grimdor, whose fiery breath could not scorch him, decided to bite him in half. Okay, that's how you die. Lord Davis. Wow, you're reading this. Great. Now I just need to find something important to say. Shoot, hold on. Don't leave yet. I think of something. Oh, no, almost out of room. Enjoy the game, everybody. Jason M. Herber. To the companions we've lost along the way, we carry you on ever onwards in our hearts. And Taramar thought the gold of a troll found his head could roll. I will be right back. Ooh, I could get an ice cream. Traveler on the weekend, briefly looked at Rollmaster. Rollmaster was great. I'll be right back. I'm back. So yeah, the Rollmaster stuff was very interesting. So we just were looking at, so the way Rollmaster is set up, Hidone was sort of saying, is when you make a character in Rollmaster, you roll, there's 10 stats, and you roll a D100 for each stat, right? Yeah, we won't be watching, unless things drastically change, we won't be watching the Eurovision. But what was I going to say? Rollmaster. So there's 10 stats. You roll a D100 for each stat, but you roll it 3 times. You discard the lowest, and the highest one is that character's ever potential, right? So that's there, like, if you roll a 75 and a 10 and a 50. They start with 50 in that stat. The highest they can ever get to is 75. And then as you level up, you get stat points to level up with, which was interesting. And I like the idea of like well-generated characters. Now there was some shenanigans you could do with that to massage it into a more customized character. And there's, still roles and stuff. What are they called, Hito? And they're not called classes, are they? We're trying to find this ghost lady. We did interact with this corpse, didn't we? That corpse seems important. Yeah, we did, and it's nothing. Okay, back to here. I'm calling them classes, but I think they're called roles, which makes sense because it's Role Master. Professions, maybe?
Not a sound.
Let's look down here. Professions. Yeah, so you can make like a wizard or an assassin or a mage or whatever. Viscous, foul-smelling sludge. Okay. Oh, is this a way through? Those bars look like I could squeeze through them, but obviously it won't let us. Quick save. Oh, skeletons. Alright. Get in position. Bear. You're not as good at the fox as the fox. Skeletal fighter, skeletal fighter. Okay, bear, go this way. You're safe, bear. Skeletal human. Human skeleton. Oh shit, okay. Hold on a second. Something weird was over there. Human skeleton, human... Skeletal wizard. Okay, so there is a skeletal wizard. Let us drag some skeletons out first. Come on, skeletal fighters. Yes.
That's it!
Doing great, we're doing great. Okay. You made a character, lost, hello, who goes there? What character did you make, Don? What character did you make?
Hey.
What sort of character did
Blade
you
in the
make?
dark.
So we want to take out the wizard first. Okay. You are not stealthy as... You're not as stealthy as everyone else. Why aren't you stealthy? What's your... Your stealth is 5. How is he just getting spotted every time? Can you fall back? Okay. A dwarf Merchantish, roguish rock dweller. Oh, a bit of Dwarf Fortress. I am a big Dwarf Fortress fan. Now, I haven't played enough Dwarf Fortress for reasons. But we're going to attack this skeletal wizard. Oh, there's a second skeletal wizard. That's fucking great. Oh god, there's a third skeletal wizard. Okay. Okay. Boop. You guys fight this skeleton.
Yes?
You stun these skeletons. It'll be grand. Okay. You attack this skeleton.
So much for you.
Okay, everyone attack this one.
That's it.
Killing the wizards first is really important in almost every game. Sometimes you want to kill the healers first, sometimes you want to kill... A female joined for some bush... What? Berry gatherings?
Need something shut.
Get gathered. Okay. Oh, there's a corpse over here. Everyone
I
sneak,
shall be quiet as a calm sea,
and then we start picking up
which is
loot.
not very quiet. Yes?
I want
Aye.
you to check for traps, so you gotta go over here. So there's corpses over in the corners. Ooh, a scroll of Burst of Summer Flame, requires lore 4. You grab that for now. Some cash money, which is, each is worth 6, so it's 6 times 53. So we take that. And then this is a fine flail. Oh, has our
Yes.
weapon upgraded yet? 300 damage. We're halfway on one, and okay, we're gonna get the second one.
Hey.
Right. Let's see what this corpse is. Okay, it's got leather armor, which is worthless to us. Check over this way. Get the berries so you don't die. Yeah, there. That's the whole thing. Oh, another pistol. I don't know why pistols are two-handed.
Hey. That's unusual.
Oh shit. Oh, our trap searcher is
Hey.
further back. Need you to
Fight! You're worse than Aloth!
go. Okay, there's loads of traps here.
The work of a moment.
Oh, what trap did we get? Okay, we're getting loads of traps. We never use the traps. Okay. This person's name is Helig of Turin. We're going to take the whole party and search the other corridor before we go in there. That's a spiel I do. You gotta get those berries. You gotta... Oh, shitballs. Everyone back out. That looked like a real good trap. Malignant cloud. Okay.
Keeping an eye out. How may I help? That's unusual.
So we missed one trap. There, I mean, we get 150 XP for every trap, but 150 XP is not... Like, we need 21,000 for the next level. Okay, no, we're not that far off. 10 traps would be 1,500. So it could level him. We're quite near a level. The deer saw you, ran out of the map. What character did you say you made? A dwarf, merchantist, roguish rock dweller. Okay, okay.
Hey. Aye? I wonder what this is.
Oh, we failed to disarm the trap. We've got to be careful with that. And this is the room we were just... This is why I wanted to go around, because you're like, oh. A revenant? Okay, we gotta sneak everyone past the trap without setting it off.
Yes?
Following your lead.
I'm here.
Following your lead.
I'm here.
What?
Hey.
First level rogue, boreal dwarf, Deadfire Archipelago, yeah! Dex 16, perception 16, int 12, 15, res. Yeah, yeah.
Hey.
You can do a custom formation when you have a party. So you can like rearrange where people will go when you click, which is kind of slick.
Hey.
Okay, I don't know how dangerous revenants are. A haggard visage of a haggard visage is labyrinthine of is a what? I can't even read. Wrinkles and sores overgrown by a moss-like beard. What's this? Who disturbs Helig's work? The voice rattles and gurgles like a drowning man. You're Helig? Dalton sent me looking for Rona. He leans back and bursts into raucous laughter. His threadbare robes drift apart, revealing an amulet, a ragged wound running from chest to throat. It splatters black, viscous fluid on the floor with every cackle. The old fool is still alive? I do hope he still doesn't bear a grudge for that incident. It was so very long ago. Dalton believes Rowan... She's in... Okay, hold on. What happened to you? This? It's a long story. It was one of the first... I was one of the first animancers in Deerwood. Practiced necromancy too, which is what put Dalton and his Northwatch Rangers onto my trail. He cackles, making a wet, burbling sound. What can you tell me about Dalton? Only that it's a miracle or a joke of the gods that he's still alive. The only thing he loved more than his fetching lieutenant was the idea of his own lieutenant, of his own legend. He said you killed Roanna and the rest of the Northwatch, Rangers. Did he mention that they hunted me down like a rabid dog? I just wanted to continue my studies. Attitudes towards animancy were not what they are now, and necromancers have never met with much acceptance. But they're corpses now, and so am I. Surely it's as well as behind us. Do you know where Royana is? He seems to restrain another bout of chuckling. Oh, you could say that. If you were to retrieve my grimoire from Modred, I'll let you in on the secret. Alright, what do you need me to do? When Animancy started gaining popularity, I came to Defiance Bay in the hopes of finding a place where my research would meet with more acceptance. Worked at Blackenberry Sanatorium for a few months when I met Modred. He spits a glob of black blood on the floor. The party gains 372 experience points. Let's just say Modred and I did not see eye to eye. Got so bad that we were threatening to kill each other on a daily basis. Obviously that bastard made good on his threat. Sank a dagger into my chest while I was sleeping and dumped my body in the catacombs. You used Animancy to save yourself. If Modred killed you, how are we having this conversation? You're standing here now. You look good for a dead man. He does not look good for a dead man. You used Animancy to save yourself. Oh no, this is magic. And it took a great deal of rather timely preparations, I must say. So Animancy and magic are separate. Even so, merely anchored my soul to this decaying husk. Nothing like the life that was stolen from me. He lets out a rattling sigh. You may yet see what the little Egwythian magic can do. My mind is my own, my memory is fresh, and my work can continue. And Modred keeps all that is precious to him in a trunk in his laboratory. Just as he stole my grimoire, he offers you a key with a claw-like hand. On your way back to the sanatorium, bring me my grimoire and my revenge, and you can have your Ronya. He chokes on a burbling chuckle. If there's anything else, be on your way. What are you doing down here? What are those creatures behind you? Just a few personal projects. Sorry souls stuck in their mortal shells. Their flesh is as dead as mine. Their minds are not as well maintained. They flock to me like worms and to drakes. They are not half as intelligent, but they serve my amusement. What are you doing down here? Researching a hodgepodge of animancy and necromancy. I have peace and quiet as well as an abundant supply of subjects. Farewell. Okay.
Hey.
So we've got to go to the sanatorium. Dust and cobwebs have swept aside various alchemical... Can we look into this box without starting a fight? A tarnished locket. A silver locket is dented and tarnished. Faded portrait of a young nobleman rests inside. His face has been worn by time. I feel that this locket is a quest item, and I'm going to take it. Something happened back home. Taxes collected lost 124 copper pieces to bandits, earned 310. Our taxes are not doing great. Is there something we can build to reduce the amount of bandits in the area? Don't think so. Okay.
Hey. How may I help?
Local constabulary?
I shall be discreet.
Oh, we found a secret box. It has a potion of major regeneration. We can't click. Scattered feverish notes detail various animatic procedures and rites of necromancy. A grim assortment of rusty blades adorns this table. Okay, we're just sneaking around the room because sneaking is the way we don't die. Okay, party. Okay, so this guy wants us to go back to the surface. We don't want to go into the temple. We got to go back to Copper District.
Laying low.
We got to go back to the Copper District, go to the sanatorium, and murder a wizard. Murder a wizard? What was the name of this quest? Or is it a task? Always be killing wizards. Jimmy, what's the difference between a task and a quest? What's the difference between a task and a quest? The old 10 crisp bare urethras. Yeah. Voice from the past? Dalton in Copper Lane. Travel to the sanitarium in Brackenbury. Okay. What the fuck? Oh, shit. Okay, I guess we gotta fight the Black Ooze. I misclicked. Okay. The good news is that the ooze was not a threat.
Nice and quiet.
Tasks are smaller, shorter quests that generally have 3 or fewer stages and no effect on your party or major happenings of the games. Okay, so we can kind of ignore the tasks, but we can't ignore the quests. Interesting. Okay.
Your brother, did you and he get along?
We got along how brothers do. He used to throw water on me to wake me up in the morning. I used to fill his boots with stinging ants.
That's
My own
one
brothers
is much
and
worse than the
sisters
other.
are doing very well for themselves, back in Tekoa. I don't know that they'd search for me if I were killed so far from home.
Brothers can be funny. I bet you'd be surprised how far they'd go.
A friend of mine, his brother, when they were young, played a game called Cold Sock, Wet Sock. The method of play was you throw a sock at the person that may have been put in the freezer or may be soaking wet, because the human body does not know what water feels like. You've no wet sensor. You only have a cold sensor in your skin. So you don't know if it's a wet sock or a cold sock. apparently. Siblings are strange. Cold sock, wet sock. We're going to Blackenbury. We're going to murder a man in a sanatorium. We murder a lot of people. In-game. In Minecraft. Right. There's the sanatorium. Let's go. Every time I make my hands to use my hands to make a statement, I'm very aware of that. Are they even real hands?
Good day, stranger.
Who the hell are you, Nadine? A woman stands in the shade of the garden, muttering to herself. She's fixated on the pages of a large, well-worn tome, seemingly oblivious to the blooming flowers and cool, fragrant breeze. She only looks up when your shadow crosses her page. Do you mind? I'm rather busy. What are you busy with? Are you the animancer who's been buying relics? Oh, right. Oh, we were supposed to talk to them. Okay. What are you busy with? She snaps her book shut. I'm studying soul attachment. If we all know that souls move into people at birth and out of them at death, but we still have a lot of questions about what makes them stick, so to speak. Talking with your hands is one of those things. Whenever you watch a magician, and a magician shows you something, and they go, this is a pen, and a normal person goes, this is a pen, right? But a magician goes, you see here the pen, you know, oh, I need a different pen, I dropped it, I fucked up. Get the same pen, right? They go, look at the pen, see the pen, look at the pen, oh, the pen, always be looking at pen, oh, and as soon as a person walked up to me and went, they go, look at this pen, right? You're looking at the pen, right? But if they go, look at this pen, look at this pen, look at it, look at this pen, look at this pen, look at this pen, you know there's something fucking gonna happen. He and his siblings would play a game they called Doot Doot. For all purposes, it was hide and seek, but when the seeker found a hider, the rest of the hidden children would gang up on the found one, drag him to a nearby steam-powered radiator and scald them on it. The eponymous Doot Doot was the sound the radiator would make when it was hot enough, signaling the game can now begin. Jesus, Jimmy. There used to be a game called Split the Kipper. Split the Kipper was a childhood game that involved throwing knives. So what you would do is you had to throw your knife between the other people's feet, and they had to, you started standing some distance apart, and you had to throw the knife, and where the knife impacted, the person had to move their foot to. It's so I don't know whether you were throwing them between their legs at the ground or outside of their legs, but over time their legs would get further apart or closer together, and then there was a maneuver called Split the Kipper where you could throw the knife in such a way that it would allow them to readjust your standing. Like, it was bizarre. The game is never not afoot. There's not that many knives within arm's reach, Jimmy. But yeah, you just used a normal butter knife. You weren't using, like, steak knives, because you were throwing it into the soft ground as well. And oh, the knife had to stick in the ground. The knife had to stick in the ground, blade side down. You couldn't, like, have it bounce. So it was a game about getting good at throwing knives. I remember someone was talking about it, and they said, oh, their mother was a champion at Split the Kipper.
which meant she was a dead hand at throwing knives. Highly suspicious.
What is that emote?
Me sweat. What do you mean about making them stick? She brushes a stray lock away from her forehead. Souls power bodies and give their tissues life, but only when they are firmly attached to it. Its separation leads to a whole spate of soul-related ailments, including the Hollowborn. But if we understood how to reattach souls, we could end Widewind's legacy, maybe even conquer death. That's the theory anyway. Unfortunately, I don't have all of the research I need to put this into practice. Huh. What is it that you need? There's a manuscript called Theorems of Pangram. It contains research from Pangram's experiments on detached souls. The Hall of Revered Mysteries is rumored to have a copy in the Elder Archives. Pangram's work is considered to be one of the more daring animancy texts, not something generally circulated amongst novices, nor easy to get hold of. I wonder if we might have a peek at it. The theorems could advance my research in leaps and bounds. But Grimda, the High Archivist, worships Whale, which means she has some paradoxical views on sharing and restricting knowledge. And since she's not exactly a proponent of animancy, she tends to restrict the kinds of information that could be useful to me. I find when I'm talking, my mouth does not hurt. Good at lawn darts. Yeah, lawn darts are just Roman plumbata. Hands thing, we're back to it, home. Should I just get rid of my hands? We'll just have no... I'll just hold on. We'll just be ahead. No hands. No waving hands. No waving knives. No pens. This is a whiteboard marker. She tends to restrict the kinds of information that will be useful to me. That's a shame. Maybe she could be persuaded. You're welcome to try, but you wouldn't be the first. Look at me spilling my troubles. It's kind of you to listen, but I should get back to my work. Anything else? Are you the animancer who's been buying relics from Imatil? I don't know who you're talking about, but I work with theories, not rocks and potsherds. Potsherds? Tell me about yourself. So I'm an animancer at the Sanitarium. Currently, I'm researching matters related to Widewind's legacy. What's the legacy? We know what the legacy is. It refers to the rise of Holland-born children in the Deer Wood in recent years. Some have also connected it to the ghost winds that blow through Air Gilfa. There's hardly any reliable data on those, so I can't really comment. Hey, Unforgiven, how are you doing? How was the end of the Blood Bowl? I sent you a message earlier inquiring as to the status of the Blood Bowl. We had an evening out in the pub on Saturday, and because of my current crisis with my teeth, I did not have any booze, so I could drive home, which was great, which meant instead of getting home at 5 in the morning, I got home at 1:45. Hollowborn children. Okay, can't really... okay. Don't much care for the term Widewind's legacy. It reeks of superstition, but it's too prevalent to change at this point. Personally, I'd like to see people take a more methodical approach to these matters rather than throwing up their hands and blaming the gods. Good to hear someone speaking sense on the matter. Tell me about the paradigms, the theories, such as tell me about the theories. What are the Elder Archives? Tell me about the theories, the theorems. Pandagram was an animancer working in the Deerwood. He had some interesting theories about essence and rather innovative techniques for studying it. He was able to reattach souls to bodies after death, though he wasn't able to prevent his patients from deteriorating. He was controversial, to say the least, but many are starting to realize that he was merely ahead of his time. What do you mean degenerating? Well, it seems to be a tiny problem with reattaching a soul after death. The bodies will reanimate and may even retain memories and personality, but they develop a hunger for flesh, living soul-infused flesh. Without it, they start to devolve, decaying mentally and physically. If the process goes too far, which eventually does, they become mindless corpses, attacking anything that moves. We haven't figured out a way to avoid that. They're undead. That's fucking disastrous. And you wonder why Grimda won't share the research with you. That sounds like necromancy. Nonsense. Necromancy is magic. This is science. She emphasizes the last word. What is the fucking difference? Why doesn't Grimda lend you the books then? The Hall of Revealed Mysteries is rather protective of its books, especially the rarer ones. And Grimda in particular, she hates animancy, thinks it's dangerous. I don't see how you can run the greatest library in Deerwood and be so adverse to the spread of knowledge and research. I never understand these religious types. Some knowledge is best kept locked under key, Aloth says. I'd like to know more about the hall. You'll find it in Copper Lane District. It's dedicated to the god of secrets and revelations.
It is time Kiffer.
It is timer time Kiffer. It is time for the timer to be started. The timer will be starting. It is now 30 minutes to snack time. You have 30 minutes to move your cube. Go. 30 minutes to snack time. We got to rob that library, Jimmy. Jimmy, yeah, we've spent a lot of time robbing libraries and books. We haven't even read all the books that we've robbed so far. I've got a whole rake of them in someone's backpack to read. Copper Lane District is a god of secrets and revelations. Most importantly, it houses the largest, most expansive library in Direwood. Okay, what about the Elder Archives? The Elder Archives hold the rarest, most arcane, most powerful texts in the world. They think this is the inner... Think of it as the inner sanctum of the Hall of Revealed Mysteries. Needless to say, you need Grimda's permission to enter. Okay, very well.
Hey.
We're going into the sanatorium. An extra stream of just reading books? Yeah, I could see that. Amendum two-sided. Hold on. We gotta look at two-sided. Aloth revealed that an awakened soul, Isilmil, dwells within him. He's asked for help in finding an expert to understand his predicament. Aloth mentioned that Defiance Bay is entire institution of... Oh shit, we were supposed to come here to deal with his soul problem. Maybe able to find someone who knows something about awakened soul. It appears the Blackenbury Sanatorium is the best hope of finding help for Aloth. Okay, we're getting XP though for coming here. We also then updated a voice from the past. I've entered Blackenbury Sanatorium. According to Helg, Modred keeps everything of value in a trunk in his laboratory. He's given me a key to open it.
Hey.
Okay. Nobles, guards, Verna. Who's Verna? Noble animancers. Oh, Verna. As you near, you feel a vibrant history contained within the essence of this woman's soul. Voices from the past seem to call out to you. Reach out for the soul. You sense a strange divide in this woman's soul. An unnatural boundary between two opposed wills. You see a woman pausing by a roadside to hand something to the driver of a stopped wagon. These herbs should help his party's sickness, she tells him. He can find more along the road, easy to spot with their separated leaves, but avoid the ones with the green berries. It's a different species, toxic. He thanks her and offers her coin, but she waves him off, explaining that she is merely doing what her order asks of her. He nods, and she heads down the road and he begins to hungrily consume the herb. You see a woman searching along the road now, the wagon just up the path, and you realize you have skipped backwards in her memory. She sets eyes on a plant with serrated leaves and green berries. She picks several handfuls, tearing the berries off one by one and tossing them to the ground. She nudges them off the path, into the brush quickly with her boot, without looking down, as if to hide them from her own sight, before striding back towards the wagon, hands outstretched. Okay, so she's poisoning them? She's a crazy lady. Oh! The Most Unfortunate Tale of Favia and Bernat, a Villian Tragedy. We have read this one. It's worth 16 copper pieces. We have read this one. Everyone dies. It's not stealing to take it, so we take it. This one contains a book. Poetry. The Expedition. Nashtak Poetry. Don't think we've read this. The Expedition. I move. There is no compulsion. It is not a need, but something pulls, and I cannot draw away. The white wends out past my vision. Its fierce eyes watch me as I move. The wolf tracks my step, a silent companion who will not join. All is blank. The pale expanse lies before and behind. I search. The miles pass and my feet move. My hunt continues unabated. The landscape returns my gaze, unaffected by my presence. The snow falls, needles driven by the wind. Its cold teeth bite my skin. The snow gathers its hands around my feet. A fierce opponent who will not relent. All is white. My journey continues. I travel. I can no longer stop. A true compulsion forms, and the need drives me on. I must see. The sun breaks through the grey. Its unrelenting gaze thaws me. My body warms under its touch. Frigid limbs move again and carry me further. All is empty. The breath of existence is my destination.
Hey,
Stealing books. Stealing books. Head Warden Etchelmower. A well-maintained statue of a middle-aged man presides over this room, looking down unblinking over the bustle of harried academics, pestered by the hopeful desperate. A strong warmth emanates from it that you could sense from across the room. There is a human soul stored beneath the stonework. Lost my wife to some wizardry. No breath from her lips. Did you get your friend killed? You feel its attention turn towards you. It's been some time since a watcher graced these halls. Voice echoing, rumbling floor. You were too curious? So yeah, this is the thing, Don. It's something that Six Symbols said when I started playing. Very quickly, Six Symbols was like, you've gone a different direction already. And I was like, you can't have diverged that much in the first half hour of gameplay. And I don't think we can, but I think, different people got killed at different times for me. I've been quite cautious not to let anyone die since then. I'm envious of your natural insights, Traveller. I can only imagine how it might have helped my work in life. Now, what is it that has brought you to my sanatorium? You have a member of the Leaded Key in your midst. I'm looking for an animancer named Modred. Are you the animancer who's been buying relics? I'm curious to ask how you've come to your present state. Tell me about the sanatorium. Do you know anything about awakenings? I'm curious to know how you came to your present state. Is most important for us right now. You are alone now. Fall. I think we're alone now. In the statue, you mean? Well, I was old, and it seemed wrong to me, a lifetime spent in pursuit of discovery, only to lose it all in death. Somewhere, someday, I could wake up in a new body, none the wiser, and pursue a different course entirely. All that experience wasted. If we are ever to unearth the principles behind our existence, it will be in spite of our condition. Of that I am quite sure. To live on as part of something I helped to build seemed to me to be a better legacy than what nature had in store. The transfer itself was quite simple, as our techniques go, and for that I am grateful. Playing with souls is far easier to accept when they are not your own. I do miss being able to take an active role in the scholarly efforts here. Now and again, one of our animancers will humor me and consult over some problem, but they are a jealous breed, and they are too often afraid to collaborate. If you are considering it yourself, I can tell you that it isn't easy for the easily bored. One-shotted by the bear. You fought the bear? Oh man. Hold on, you got to the bear with someone from the start? All of my people were dead before we got to the bear. Okay, tell me about the sanatorium. A history lesson. This is a rare pleasure. Most come here only concerned with cheating death in one way or another. We are an old institution, as Deerwood goes. This is our 94th year. As with many cities, the growth of Defiance Bay brought with it a host of problems. One of the worst was those born with, shall we say, ill-favored souls came to populate the streets in droves. Thus the sanatorium. I didn't kill them, I just didn't get them all alive. Brackenberry was a natural fit. It was growing, but there was also a lot of money here back then. This place owes its survival to the curiosities of the wealthy more than anything else, I think. Our founding came at a time of great suspicion in animancy, much like today. So much progress has been lost to the mishaps of a few careless practitioners. But in time it was forgotten, as all things are, since we have been at the forefront of animancy's resurgence. We have played host to many gifted researchers and pushed the boundaries of our knowledge in ways never thought possible. Some of the first safe transferences were done here. And we have pioneered the work in soul purification, lineage analysis, preservation. It's really quite a list, if you'll pardon my pride. Today it's not exactly the same. There's been some push to shut us down. It comes from Deerwood's more excitable denizens, whose minds are more passionate than thoughtful, I'm afraid. People see this legacy, and they see it involves something they don't understand, so it's natural for them to suspect people whose understanding exceeds theirs. It looks to them like we're hiding something. You're always hiding something. We have a representative in the palace at this very moment, defending the entire science of animancy at a hearing before the Duke. Absurd as it sounds, if it doesn't go well, it could be the end of animancy in Deerwood. I fear Avar may be swayed by all this unrest. Irrational as it may be, we shall see. Does anyone here know anything about awakenings? There's an animancer in the lower level who came all the way from Ruva to study them. Take the stairs down and look for Belasage. I'm looking for an animancer called Modred. Modred, of course. You will find him downstairs, first room on the right. You may have a member of the Leaden Key in your midst.
I could have done without hearing that today. Many have their institutions. What? Many have their intrusions been into our affairs. Of course, one can seldom be certain whether they've meddled or whether calamity has struck on its own. But a few of their less skilled infiltrators have been exposed from time to time. They are a perpetual nuisance. Once again, I am reminded of how envious I am of your gifts. I suspect they would be of some use in verifying one's identity. You are at odds with the Leaden Key as well, I take it. They're up to something, and I'm trying to determine what. They're always up to something.
Of that you may rest assured. If their plots have come to involve you, you have my sympathies. Do you have some idea of who this person might be? I won't know until I've met them. Very well. In that case, I would recommend that you speak first with our resident animancers. They have frequent interactions with both patients and colleagues. Until you find them, you'll find them up here or in the offices downstairs. You'll report anything suspicious to me immediately. That is my only request. Are you the animancer who's been buying relics? There's a large and notorious black market for uncatalogued Egwythian relics. I stay far from it. Farewell. Okay.
Hey.
He said go downstairs. May your soul be trying to tell you. Okay. Can we loot these books as well? Oh, another book. Psalms to Wodica. I think we've read this one. Yes, exiles, ye broken, fear not the vengeance of the burned queen. Yeah, I think we've read this one. So it just goes into storage. This one. The Midwife's Memoirs. My mother lived every note of life's song. Bringing me into this world was her last verse. For this my father scorned me and abandoned me. And for this very same fact my own town's midwife, an adherent to Hylia, raised me as her own. When I came of age, I learned that Hylia visits us on the screams of women in childbirth, and when a woman dies giving birth to her child, her soul is carried away and reborn as an avian attendant of Hylia's court. Through the miracle of the Queen of Birds, my mother has been with me, watching over me my whole life. I wear the fetish charms of the cloud singer, the bird I dreamt my mother became. My feathery trinkets look gaudy and unbecoming, but it is a signal fire to women in need that I have trained as a midwife and blessed by Hylia, and living every note of life's song. The Queen of Birds wills us to shepherd new life into the world, and not, as the other gods so often desire, to end it. A follower of Magrin once mocked my faith, saying I worshipped paintbrushes and birds, piddling things beneath the gods. I do not resent the other gods and the brutal necessities that they must oversee, but it is not language, love, the arts, and creativity which separates us. Is it not language, love, arts, and creativity which separates us from the simple beasts? Hylia allows us to raise above our savage, feral selves. I am often amused that upon seeing our holy aviaries, visitors frequently ask, "This is nice, but where's the real temple?" People think that hallowed ground requires oppressive stoneworks and ceilings that hide the sky. They do not realize that the bird queen stands not on ceremony. She makes herself manifest in the music of the birds and the beauty of the ubiquitous open sky. Hylia prefers worship of
prefers the worship of 2 children singing over 1,000 parishioners silently praying for victory. The Sky Mother asks so little of us, and yet so much. We are charged to live every note of life's song. It surprises me how many fail to embrace this divine calling. That's a nice book. And we've stolen it. Okay, Sanatorium Guard. This person's going to have a story. Earmid. You see a dark room with garish furnishings. A large bed covered with pillows, several couches, and expensive rugs. The man is sitting in a chair, pushed against the wall of the room opposite the door. He is dressed in dark clothes, with a black cloak draped around his shoulders. His hood is pulled close around his face. Shadows fall across him, the darkness rendering him virtually invisible. 2 other men wait in the darkness for him, watching the door. All 3 are motionless. Noise from the crowded common room below echo up through the floorboards. The handle rattles. A man staggers in, dragging a young woman with him. 2 standing men exchange quick glances, one of them tilting his head and shrugging only slightly before jumping to the task at hand. One steps forward, grabs the girl's wrist, wrenching it from her escort's hold with one hand while pushing the door closed with the other. Then that hand is over the girl's mouth before she is even aware that she is in someone else's arms. He takes the dagger from its place on his belt and draws it across her neck. He holds her still, waits for the struggling to stop. The other standing man has already subdued their target, now tied to a chair, arms and legs bound with a rag stuffed in his mouth. The girl, no longer moving, is placed under the bed. The man who dealt with her taking his place beside the others. They stare down at the man screaming against the cloth, but the muffled sound is unheard over the raucous noise of the crowd below. One of the men begins murmuring softly, putting his hand under the chin of the man on the chair. There is a brief flash of light, and the man stops struggling. Suddenly, a placid look in his eyes. The 2 captors ask various questions that the bound man answers happily. After they finish, the 2 look at the man sitting against the wall. He has not moved as events transpired before him, but only sat, silently observing everything as it happened, his hands holding the cloak closed around himself. He stands, holding the cloak around himself, and nods to the 2 men. He then walks to the door, opens it, only far enough to allow himself to exit, and then leaves them to finish their task. Okay.
Hey.
These animancers. Speak with the head warden if you want to make an appointment with one of our animancers. You're welcome to browse and spreading knowledge is healthy. Another book. Animancy in the Modern Age. That sounds like a song title. Animancy is a science of both respected and is a science both respected and reviled, sometimes by the same person. For all the research done on the topic, we still know so little. Control over life itself, some animancers have been working towards for hundreds of years. Something, okay. There are no real records of how the practice of animancy was first discovered, but once the spark of knowledge was ignited, there is no stopping its inevitable discoveries. In 2260 AI, animancers, as a result of their extensive research, successfully contained and transferred a soul. The subject of the experiment, whose name is unknown, was young and wealthy, but infirm. The idea was to move his soul from the dying body into that of a recently deceased man who suffered an accident. The new body, bearing only slight decay, would house the soul, giving the man a much better life. The outcome of this experiment resulted in the condemnation and outlaw of animancy in the Adrian Empire. I would imagine so. Again, while there are no true records of what happened, as they were all destroyed after animancy was outlawed,
A journal was discovered, a makeshift confession of one of the practitioners. Expert from that journals follow. 2260 AI Fon Prima 16. It is done. The gods forgive us, and the gods forgive us for our arrogance. I am not sure what I was expecting. Certainly not that. But what did any of us expect? Still, behind the revulsion, there is a sense of pride, something I cannot deny. All the research, the studying, everything we worked for, we thought we'd change the world, but how has it changed? All was in place, the twisted form lying on the table next to the new vessel. The equipment had been prepared, the tinctures and potions carefully crafted, every detail painstakingly organized to ensure success. We most assuredly succeeded. Partially decayed means partially alive. The procedure went exactly as it should. The soul, extracted from the old body, held, bound in place to prevent it from moving on. The next step, transferring it to the fresh vessel. That's why they're called why the undead are called vessels. It was beautiful and terrifying. I listened as they spoke the words of binding. I watched the soul move, not the soul itself, of course, but the vapor we used to detect it as it lowered into the vessel. A gentle luminescence covered the body and then nothing. Silence, darkness. I held my breath, afraid that even the slightest disturbance would destroy all our work. Then motion. Then, dear gods, blood. How did I survive? I do not know. The vessel rose from the slab, and the room breathed. Every person crowded around the tables exhaled. Some cheered. We had made life from death. We had become eternal. It's the name of the fucking game. The body closed its eyes and tilted its head, looking for all purposes to be listening for something, or to it. Then the eyes popped open and it moved. Its lips peeled back from its teeth in a horrible expression of fury. It fell on the nearest man, tearing his throat, knocking him to the ground. Then the room erupted into screams and shouts. A flurry of bodies running, pushing, and doing everything in their power to get away from the creature sitting on their colleague. But right before that happened, in the split second before the chaos, there was nothing in the air but stunned, terrified silence. I heard it, sitting there on his chest, face at his neck. It was feasting. Hey, Zachary, how are you doing? Okay, we have read that book. We take the book.
Hey.
They have told us we are allowed to take as many books as we want. Delicious. Delicious. Mm. This goes downstairs. Wonder are there any
I shall
secrets?
be quiet as a calm sea, which is not very quiet.
Here's another book we can rob. Oh. Adrian Customs. Adir is a country rich with custom. They are known for their strict adherence to them. Their customs run the gamut from grand celebrations like the Feast of Feasts to the mundane and superstitious, such as the ways to avoid Zerf addiction. The volume will focus primarily on the big celebrations. Have we read this one? Feast of Feasts? Week-long celebrations. Hold on. I think we've read this one. I'm not going to read it right now. We're going to put it into book storage. Looks like field sketches of Egwythian ruins and artifacts.
I'll see what I can find.
There's often hidden things. Noble, 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 noble. This man's soul was torn apart by a bivouac. As you can see, the patient is unresponsive after common soul trauma. The animancer places a small stone on the patient's forehead. We were hit by a bivouac. The portion of his soul recovered near his body. We used this stone as a vessel for transference. Can you hear me, Oswin? The patient's eyes slowly open before panic wild expressions washes over him. Unfortunately, the extended dissociation from his has permanent side effects. Oh dear. The patient becomes more agitated, grunting and moaning as he tugs at his bonds. Oh god. With further research, we're confident that we will be able to rehabilitate patients like Oswin.
Hey,
Another book. We've definitely read Sir this one, but I'm going to just put it here for now.
of course.
Okay, let's talk
Well
to
met,
this guy.
friend.
A bald man with a crooked nose gestures in demonstration of the body of the patient before a small gathering of interested onlookers. Feeling your gaze, he pauses the discussion. Have you come to sit in? Is anything unusual or suspicious happening around here? I'd like to know more about the sanatorium. Do you know anything about awakenings? I'm afraid that's not my field of expertise. End dialogue. Okay.
Hey,
Booklets. Can we talk to these nobles? Okay, they're
of
just
course.
they're just saying like lore shit. Okay, we gotta go downstairs. So we've done the whole top floor. It's that time again. Snack time with Kiffer and friends.
It's that
Okay.
time again.
Snack time with Kiffer and friends. We're gonna just save here. Both the central HUD and combat log can be maximized if you wish. Okay. Alright. Snack time. So, snack time screen. Turn off chroma key. Has everyone done their predictions? I don't think there'll be much of a debate. I don't think there's going to be much debate.
Changing the snack for later.
So, to make sure I don't further injure myself in any way, this evening's snack is a repeat, but I don't remember from when. It's not sausages, Draconic Dude. It's not sausages. I wish it was. I just didn't have... I should have bought sausages. They're low in sugar. I could have bought the really soft pepperonis. Oh my god, I'm a moron. No, I'm not. I made the right choice. I have bought Haribo Chamellos, which are presumably some kind of special form of marshmallows. I bought them because they're soft. And so they won't hurt me. It's melted ice cream. You were close. Haribo. It says share size. They are 333 kilocalories per 100 grams. They are 68% sugar and 3.5 grams of protein per 100 grams. Zachary, no, I need to go to the dentist on Thursday. I have some kind of complicated toothache situation going on. Like I'm at a campfire, like what, heat them off the CPU? No, we're just gonna eat them very carefully. They're soft, they can't hurt me. Yes, they have sugar, but when I brush my teeth after the stream, that shouldn't be a problem. You had a suck, don't chew? You had a bad experience with a marshmallow and a loose tooth as a child? So we have pink ones. We have white ones.
I don't know if the light shows them very distinctly. They are roughly eye-sized, and they are very soft.
Thanks,
Okay.
Jimmy.
I've already hurt myself. They have absolutely no biscuity quality. They are sweets. What makes them cha? Zachary, I don't know. It says caution, hot when barbecued. Children should be supervised at all times. It says you can make Charmello chocolate fondue. You can make Charmello barbecue. I don't know what the fuck that is. Or you can dip them. You can make Charmello lollipops by dipping them in molten chocolate and sprinkles. On the back here, there's like serving suggestions. I did see... I don't know what's going on with the barbecue one. Like, what is going on with this barbecue one? I can't really process what they have. It's clearly roasted marshmallows, but then between each marshmallow, there's something. I don't know what they are. Yeah. Kids and grown-ups love us so. Pink and white. Happy World of Haribo. The description here says marshmallows. I assume that Chamellos is just a, fancy name. Ingredients: glucose syrup, sugar, dextrose, water. Humectant, sorbitol syrup, gelatin, fruit and plant concentrates, beetroot, safflower, best before. These don't contain any marshmallow. Marshmallow is a plant, a specific plant. Jimmy, I think it's kind of like a s'more, because it looks like maybe it's a biscuit. That is actually, it's not hurting the tooth, but there's definitely, that tooth is, like, I was able to eat on that earlier without any pain, but the gentle pressing of the marshmallow on the tooth is very sensitive, but I'm not sure which tooth it is. I don't know what's going on. It's just such a mess in there. But anyway, we can end the prediction. It is a sweet. So it's a fairly simple response. We're all sorted out. Who
Sweets
won?
are the way forward.
Only Jimmy suggested collected sweets and gets 3,700 points. Commiserations to everyone else, to be listed as Unforgiven, Zachary Hutton, Draconic Dude, Hom Addict, and that's it. Let's get back to the game. Congratulations, Jimmy. How do I get back to the game? But I deliberately got these because they were soft. Okay, we're gonna push through the rest of this session.
I have no idea what's going in there. When I see the dentist, I see the dentist. But what I'm finding now is as I'm talking, everything is moving and the pain has gone away. Right? But if I sit quietly, like even earlier, I was able to run on the treadmill. And then when I got in the car and went, whew, then it started to hurt. So it's when I lie down, it starts to hurt. Probably got an exposed nerve. It's very, yeah, look, Don, the dentist made me contact a specialist. I'm seeing the specialist on Thursday. But I'm just, yeah. And here, the pharmacy, the chemist, the pharmacy is very cautious about giving you good painkillers. They're like, are you sure you need good painkillers? You can get addicted to painkillers. And you're like, please just give me the painkillers. And they're like, maybe a shitter painkiller. Yeah, no, they halved the strength of all codeine sold in Ireland because they were so worried about people getting hooked on opioids. Unlocking this will require a proper key. Okay, this is interesting. Okay, so look at this. Okay.
I'll see what I can find.
It's safe to do this here, right? So at this range from the guard can't see us. No one has any yellow. Right? Watch them start to get the yellow effect. So the guard can see, like, the rate at which people arrive is so different.
Well?
So if we move this guy forward, see how quick he gets yellow.
Following your lead.
You...
What is it?
Very interesting. Like different, you can see the different arrival times. Like the guy in the middle is spotted. Durance is spotted before anyone else is spotted. The back line aren't spotted at all at this range. But if we move forward a little bit more, the wizard is spotted so much sooner than Kana. If you know history, yeah, no, I'm not particularly interested in any kind of shenanigans. Okay, so we were told that the animancers are down in one of these doors. We can't go into that section, so let's try these doors.
Yes?
Oh, Kana is
Following
really good
your
at
lead.
sneaking, right?
Let's see what lies this way.
Okay, this person we don't need to mug. Let's just walk into the room. This strange device seems to thrum with power. This
Well
person
met, friend.
knows. This person is the one who knows about awakenings. The woman paces back and forth, her feet crunching under the soft red carpet. She gestures and mumbles to herself, shaking her head as she pores over pages of notes. She almost walks into you. Scusi! Here I am, looking so hard for answers in my research that I do not see the kith standing before me. What can I do? I'm looking for an expert on awakenings. Have you noticed anything unusual lately? What do you do here? Are you the animancer who's been buying stuff? I'd like to know more about animancy in the Villian Republics. I'm looking for an expert on awakenings. Ah, that would be me. Though the lack of research subjects has made me more of an expert on counting floorboards. I would like to transfer animancy's success in buttressing pre-awakened souls to soothe
What? I would like to transfer Animancy's success in buttressing pre-awakened souls to soothe those souls who have already been awakened, but I need subjects, and most of the patients here are too broken to produce reliable results. It's a tragedy to have come this far for nothing. You're in luck. I have a volunteer. She springs to the balls of her feet. Who is it? Aloth's lip curls into a frown. I don't know about this. She grins broadly. Don't be silly. The process is perfectly harmless. All you need to do is stand in that cage. I beg your pardon? I jest. You Adrians are so uptight. I don't even know what that thing is used for. It belongs to the occupant. It belonged to the last occupant of this office. Now they upgraded him to a cell. Again, I jest. Did it? Okay, she rubs her hands together, getting down to business. All I need to do is for you to sit here. She takes Aloth by the shoulders and steers him to the couch. Try to relax, but don't try too hard. Then you'll not be relaxing. Indeed, his eyes are humorless. And you must also wear these. A little cold, but the copper will help conduct your essence. The Animancer fastens a thick copper band to Aloth's forehead and wrists. She ratchets them together, tighter. His face twitches from suppressed irritation. Now, I will examine your soul thoroughly through my scope. She reaches into her desk and produces a long, chambered tube. Knobs, dials, and small toothed wheels run along the side of the device. It is fitted with ADRA lenses cut to different thicknesses and concavities. By manipulating them, I find the angles and density that will allow me to track anomalies in your soul. How exciting. I've never seen this sort of thing performed. Khan peers at the device with interest. It seems suitably complicated. Does this mean we'll get to talk to Isilmir more? I like that lady. But first we must find this cunning interloper. You will answer some personal questions while I make adjustments. Aloth squirms very well. To begin, tell me something personal, something from a time before your awakening. There's nothing to tell. I was just a normal child living in Kithwood. Sithwood? He looks to your face. His face is set in a frown, but the rigid edges of apprehension show through nevertheless. Talk about your parents. What do you remember about your home? What do you remember about your home? As you speak to Aloth, you feel your voice like a bell in your chest. It tolls softly, luring him into the mists of his own memory. Balasage doesn't seem to notice anything, but you feel as if your words are soothing his essence, untangling his many threads. He closes his eyes, comfortable, modest, quiet when Mother was away. D4T raiding with a party of 14. Hey D4T, how are you doing? Welcome everyone. We are playing Pillars of Eternity. I am talking a lot because it seems to soothe my many problems. But how's everyone coming in? Coming in hard. Hom Addict raiding in from already here. Jimmy Colorado also. We have taken our friend Aloth to see an Animancer to study his soul because he's got multiple personality syndrome from an old soul that is connected to him. I need dental work and I'm very scared. So that's later in the week. That's later. We won't talk about it. We've talked about it enough. This evening's snack was very soft marshmallows, so I wouldn't have to worry about anything. But it was a terrible mistake. Father is good about hiding the bottles. Mother, when she is home, is good about pretending not to notice them. Yeah, it's very awkward. I'm not even sure what's hurting at this point. This is good. I'm starting to see something. Continue. Tell us about the time you awakened. She bites her tongue as she twists one of the dials. I'm in my 5th year of training. Mother is home. I can let my guard down a little because when she's around, he's usually only angry with her. But she has heard that I have had trouble casting missiles, that my flame shields are unstable. But he has heard that my flame shields are unstable. He is furious that I have failed, and Mother's presence reminds him that he has failed too. The first blow takes me by surprise. One moment, I'm sweeping the kitchen. The next, I'm sprawled on the ground, stupidly looking at flecks of my blood on the tile. His boots glistening with fresh polish thud across the floor. He kicks me in the stomach, and I curl up to shield my vitals. But it is pointless. Protecting one thing only leaves something else exposed. Still huddled on the ground, I retreat as fast as I can. I retreat until the vision of the kitchen and my own trembling knees is nothing but a pinprick against the field of black. His jaw locks and his eyes twitch beneath their lids. Meduccio. Balisergia cranks the knobs of her scope. He's hypnotized himself into an old memory. You've got to bring him out of it, quickly. I almost have it. Slap him, squeeze his hand, you're safe, everything is fine. You've got to wake up. It's just a memory, it isn't real. Squeeze his hand and say everything is fine. His eyes snap open, but the expression you see in them isn't his. He's never safe when I hap upon him. Oh, he's ne'er safe when I hap upon him. Balisages sucks in a deep breath through her teeth. That's it. I'm seeing a shift in the essence. Something spreading and congealing. She glances at you over the scope. Many too many ice creams is the problem. She glances at you over the scope. Keep talking. He seems to respond to you. What brought you here? Cracking bones and voices high in ire. The warm molasses feeling that creeps down your gut when crisis is nigh. We have flares of a totally different essence. She jots shorthand notes into the pages next to her and turns one clicking knob of her scope. Now, try to get the two of them talking. Aloth, ask Isilmir what she's doing. Isilmir, tell Aloth why you're awakened. Faye, he's the one that needed me, hiding in his own bone bag like a turtle in its shell. Aloth's face twists in fury. I never turned it over to you. Good, yes, good. She rests from her scribbling, only to make another adjustment to her scope. I can now see two separate patterns of essence. Where he ebbs, the other flows. It is as if the awakened soul fills the spaces that he leaves empty. She prompts you with a circling of her wrists, the quill still in her hand. Go on. What exactly are you taking from him? What's this about ceding space to Isilmir? I've given her nothing. She usurps me in my own body. Aye, and I lend him a pair too. Ye should ask whit I did that old man of his. Oh, the last time he laid a hand on us, I break it there in 3 places. Aloth's head jerks to the side. That wasn't your decision. It's never been your decision. Aye, nay was awakening, but now I'm stuck with ye, and damned if I be letting ye ninny and drag us both through the scupper. Very good. I think I've finally gotten something we can work with. There be monsters. No, it's Farlumberla, yeah. My Irish is very weak, certainly at the moment. Sorry about that.
I've tracked Isilmir's essence throughout the exchange. She is particularly high density index during the most heated portions of their arguments, and her essence seems to be localized most clearly in the lower portion of the subject's left rib cage. That's right around the spleen, which of course means that she's triggered by black bile. What? He's both bilious and phlegmatic. No doubt the subject's characteristics melancholy is to blame. Aloth blinks back at you. In the midst of his perturbations, you're not quite sure who is looking out of his eyes. That's utter horseshit. Black bile, is it? They've certainly spat their share. It's just a simpler explanation than I expected, all things considered. She glares at him. Yes, never mind my years of training. I suppose you have a better explanation. If you're right, removing Aloth's spleen could cure him, is one of our options. Isilmir manifests when Aloth is in danger of the press. You're close. I think Isilmir's appearance is related to potential sources of trouble for Aloth. Carefully scratches her jaw, darting between you and Aloth. I suppose that could be true. She jots another note. I'll have to check these against the other research. He removes the copper bands. Well, good for you, but what's done? What does this mean for me? Balasage frowns at her notes, tapping her cheek with the quill, and makes a grand show of concentrating. However, you catch her stealing a glance at you over the pages. Isilmir tries to take control of you when she thinks you can't face a problem on your own. You can't let her make those decisions for you. She did you a favor while dealing with your father, didn't she? I think she is trying to help you stand up for yourself. You may not like her methods, but you should hear her out. You should hear her out. It's not clear if that's a help or a hindrance. I think you should hear her out. If you had to listen to her half as much as I do, you wouldn't say that. He scowls, but you notice something thoughtful in his brow. I've got a lot to process. Regardless, thank you for your help, Kiffer-Geo. He does not look at Balasage. Ooh, we got XP. That's quite a lot of XP. That might level us. No, it's not going to level us. There's 6 of us. So 6 divided by... So that 3,000 divided by 6 is only like 500 each. I hope this has been useful to you as it has been to me. I finally have material worth publishing. You'll be the toast of reviewer. Pentra Aloth. His grimace melts into crooked smile. Aye, advancing the right-wise principles of animancy. Just what I've always wanted. Oh, that's Isilmir still. As you turn to leave, you catch a darting movement out of the corner of your eye. Balasage is humming to herself, still occupied by her scope, but Aloth is holding her notes. He's about to tuck them into his cloak when he catches you watching. He holds his fingers to his lips, his eyes widen, imploring, please, I don't want my personal information published like this, especially not after her nonsense. You got an explanation, she gets her research. That was the deal. Fair enough, but do it quietly. Ooh. Ooh. Was that the deal? Was that the deal? We never said, like... Yeah, no, we just showed up and said, what do you know about souls? Like, we have a guy who has this soul. We didn't say you can, like, know all his personal information. Not after hearing how much this means to her. No, you get your explanation, she gets her research. That's the deal. That's the deal. He slides the paper back onto the desk, gives you a rueful look. I'm nae gonna help you explain this one, scholar boy. I hope we haven't antagonized our wizard. A voice from the past. No. What was the name of this one? Two-sided. Quest completed, two-sided. We got a fair amount of XP.
Hey.
Let's have a look at these people. We need 500 XP on him, 400 XP on him, 600 XP on him, 600 XP, 500 XP, and like a couple of thousand XP. Okay.
Hey.
We also have more questions for you. Oh, we can't ask her other questions now because we completed the... She's now... We can't talk to her anymore. I should have gone through all the other questions first. Shit. Our pig opened the door. Okay.
Yes? Let's see what lies this way.
Okay.
Hey.
Leave the trunk alone. Okay. Quick save. Altering business, exposing people's business. I don't know. I wonder, could we have gotten more XP? I think it's weird how the XP numbers are like, we got 2,916 experience points. Like, does that not strike me as weird? Unexpected results. The canine host was listless and unresponsive, but determined it was simply the implanted feline soul. Yarn resulted in vigorous stimulation. Okay. The Animancer scribbles fervently on parchment scroll, while his free hand dances through the air, counting off unseen objects. His lips move in silent discourse. As your shadow falls over his scroll, he looks up at you with mangled perplexity and irritation.
Well met, friend.
Are you the Animancer who's been buying relics? Who? What? I don't have time for banter about adventurers. Well, if that's what this is about. We found the expert on awakenings. What are you working on? My area of focus is wicts. More specifically, how to cure them. What's a wict? A hollow-born who received a transplanted animal soul during infancy. One of the Animancy's early efforts in curing the legacy, if not a successful one. He removes his spectacles and wipes his brow. They show signs of developmental or abnormalities throughout their childhood, but when they reach adolescence, they become aggressive, feral, but still victims in need of care. Transplanting animal souls into children seems like an odd solution. We Animancers we're trying to do something about the crisis, better than letting it swallow a generation of children. He stares at a fixed point on the far wall. Despite the controversy, it only went so far because at first it seemed to work. People called it the salvation. Children that never had been responsive to any kind of stimuli suddenly seemed aware of their surroundings, of their families. The complications didn't begin until puberty. That's when the incompatibilities between the body and the soul take shape. Children become violent and ravenous. But we paid dearly for our miracle. Our mistake. I promise you, angry mobs hunted down animancers and burned down their homes, with them still inside as often as not. People took to calling it the cruel salvation, and many still loathe us for it. But we wanted to stop the legacy as much as anyone. The public begging for our help, and we did the best we could. I still don't know if that absolves us. Why are you studying the Wicts? What kind of a question is that? Just think of all the families that could be healed, the lives that could be restored. What could be more important? His face is reddened. He turns away from you for a moment. Animancy has the answers here. I know it. It's simply a matter of working it out. I see. Anything weird happen around here? You must be joking. It's a sanatorium. Nothing is usual down here. Although, now that I think of it, the patients have seemed agitated lately, but they're Cadaman Azo's responsibility, not mine. Okay. Just looking around. Then be quick about it. Don't touch anything. Sanatorium is lax on visitors, but as a lax story... Okay. Okay. The man who waits. Mention that the sanatorium patients are agitated. Okay, so we have to find the leaden key, people. We want to get this thing from him. Can we stealth over to it?
Have I told you the tale of the Kamoa warriors? 80 glorious verses. Verse 1.
If I go outside... Okay, hold on. We're going to quick save. Right, so we're going to wait outside. He has some of the best stealth. And someone has a cloak that makes everyone's stealth better. Who has that cloak? Lilith's shawl. Okay, that gives an extra point of stealth. So
Yes?
you are going to stand beside the box.
Yes?
And
Following
you are
your
going to
lead.
sneak in and click on the box. Examine the trunk more closely. Nothing grabs your attention except for the large padlock on the front. Whatever this animancer keeps in there, he doesn't want anyone else to have or see. Unlock the trunk. We might get into a fight. You take out the key you acquired from Helig and place it in the lock. It fits perfectly and turns with a solid chunk. You've lost an item, Modred's trunk key. The trunk holds no grimoires or treasures. Instead, you find yourself staring into the feral gaze and tooty maw of a twisted, monstrous creature. Its humanoid form has been overwhelmed by bony angles and terrible claws. With a start, you recognize the vague shape of a young girl beneath an elongated, malformed bones and greyish skin. It growls and leaps from the trunk, not towards you, but towards Maudred. Maudred has no time to scream before his throat is torn out. Oh. Shit. We've read that poem. Okay. Shh. Now that's not normal.
Hey, Greetings.
Does the name Helig mean anything to you? Helig? He was a colleague of mine. He was primarily a necromancer, but he's involved in animancy too. He worked at the sanatorium for several years. I dare say everyone here has heard of him. He clears his throat. He left his post recently. I believe he was seeking new opportunities in the Villian republics. The advances they've made with animancies are really quite remarkable. Surely you've heard. Perhaps you haven't. Do you know a woman named Royana? No, I don't get out of the sanatorium much. Okay, about Helig. As I said, he no longer works here. I've heard differently. He slides a spectacle down his nose. What are you insinuating? Is this your idea of a joke? I assure you it's in very poor taste. Subtly isn't my style. Helig isn't joking and neither am I. So you didn't sink a blade into his chest and dump him in the catacombs? He'll be relieved to hear it. How could... Very well. Yes, I killed him. I killed that beast because no one else had the spine for it. He was a madman. Years of perverse experiments. Twisting healthy souls, torturing damaged souls, and for what? He flayed the essence from Gilfahan ingredients for his... Indigence. For his own amusement. If the public had known half of his deeds, they'd have razed this place to the ground. He used the sanatorium to disguise his own sick proclivities. He brought shame on us all and put the entire discipline at risk. I regret nothing. Anyway, how do you know all this grisly story? He said you stole a grimoire from him. His soul returned to his corpse through sinister magic, and he wants revenge. He said you stole a grimoire. A grimoire? What's that madman been telling you? Give him the key. He said you had it in the trunk over there. He takes the key with trembling hand, his eyes darting at the trunk behind you. You've been misled. There's no grimoire here. Helig never intended for you to find one. You've lost the key. The wretched thing has an unsatiable hunger for blood. Thank you for denying him. I can convince you now to return and slay him once and for all. He has something I need. I don't know what he promised you, but he has already lied to you about the grimoire. I don't have it. What if I told you about that evil, deceitful... If what I have told you about that evil, deceitful man doesn't sway you, I don't know what else to say. He turns back to his paper. Trust him at your own peril. Okay.
Hey.
We don't have the key anymore, so we can't open it. There's no one in here. Edges of the cage are clawed and dented and scored with claw marks.
And what does the flame reveal?
Okay, there's no one here. The pig can open the door. The pig can open a door. Okay. Looks like there's another room here that we haven't gotten into.
What is it?
Yes?
Ooh, a note. Note from Azo. Ripley, I require more copper tubing for my next experiment. Do not requisition it from the sanatorium store. I don't have time to deal with the head warden's inevitable questions. Okay, well that's a concern. I've got a quest note.
Hey.
Good day, stranger.
Ripley, a young Orlan woman, traces her fingers along the spines of books in front of her. Row by row, her motions quick and skittish, like a bird's. She doesn't notice you until you're nearly upon her. Oh my, you startled me. Are you supposed to be in here? Are you the animancer who's been buying relics from Imatl? I'm not an animancer, so no. But I do know most of those relics were stolen from the ruins of El Gatha. Selling them is illegal. If there's nothing else, I need to get back to work. What do you do here? Mostly I help Master Azo set up and clean his equipment. Also, I keep his office organized since he is too busy with him to do it himself. I need an expert on awakenings. I'm just Master Azo's assistant. There is visiting scholar from Ruva over in... Okay, blah, 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 blah. Okay.
Hey.
Okay.
Yes? I shall. I'll see what I can find. The work of a moment.
Oh, shit. North Ward patient record. The Pale Lady. North Ward patient record Graham. North Ward patient record Idle Man. The Midnight Man. North Ward patient record Uskgrim. Subject is female, mid-40s, awakened to a past life as a serial murderer, which now frequently emerges as the soul's dominant personality. Subject vacillates between violence and severe depression, resulting in guilt from her past deeds. Weak candidate for present research. Subject is male, approximately early 30s. Powers of speech absent, presumably as a result of the overfragmentation of his soul. As such, he is the ideal subject for the present research. However, experimentation has caused severe pain and induced panic. I have had to enlist the aid of the guard in transporting him for more recent procedures. The Midnight Man. Subject is male, mid-20s, displays acute dissociation and paranoid delusional tendencies, causing anger and extreme violence. Dangers of working with the subject preclude possibility of further use in present research. Uskgrim. Subject is male, approximately 17 years of age, admitted for episodes of catatonia followed by occasional violent outbursts. Initial analysis of soul reveals severe fragmentation and essence deficiency. Said deficiency is all but eliminates the possibility of utilizing the subject in the present research. They are trying to make robots. The man who waits. Cataman Azo was absent from his office. He evidently been running some secret experiments. I should take this up with the head warden. Whether this is connected to the Leaden Keys operations remain to be seen.
Hey.
They won't see me coming.
Interesting. Sometimes we get people here trying to make trouble for the animancers. Wouldn't mind a better arm. Okay, yeah. Okay. Now, did we skip a door down here? No. Okay, but we've learned a lot. We've learned a lot. So we know they're making animated suits of armor for the knights. Which I assume they're doing by stuffing unwilling souls into it.
Gods keep you.
I found records that Azo may be running some questionable experiments. Experiments? Cataman Azo is in charge of patient welfare. He's not authorized to run any more experiments. I am disappointed in Cataman. Cadman. Quadman. Hoped he would be the one to guide your inquiry. He'll be in his office in the patient ward. I'm granting you immediate access so you can find him. No doubt you will wish to speak to him further on this matter, and I, for one, am curious as to what he might have to say. Tread carefully in the wards. There are a few dangerous cases. I would also ask that you do your best not to agitate the patients. They have enough troubles as it is. Farewell. What time is it? Time check? 10 minutes. Okay. Investigate the patient ward. How are we for XP? 300 XP, 200 XP to go. Okay.
Hey,
Going around fighting the dogs in the dog cage.
all right then.
You don't have to fight these dogs just because they're dogs. Okay, we have permission. The warden says you can go in. Be careful in there. Flesh construct. Okay. Okay. Flesh contract. Sanatorium guard. Quick save. Freyal. A curved spine twists this woman's posture forward, her greasy hair draped over her large eyes like vines. She smiles at you. You must be visiting someone. Then, noting your appearance, adds, a friendly visit, I hope. What do you know about Azo? Do you know where I might find Azo? Have there been any patients acting unusually? Do you know Azo? Oh, I like him very much. Many animancers could care less about the patients. Look at us like vermin for their experiments, but Master Azo treats us like humans, even when the very sick. You can tell he does this to help people. He's helped me understand a great deal about myself, and I know he's done the same for others. It's too bad what they did to him. He hides it well, but I know he's still affected by it. What happened to him? Her eyes dart back and forth, her voice lowers. They don't like to talk about it, but there was an accident. He was said to be one of the brightest in all of Darewood. That was his reputation here, and that's what brought me to seek treatment. People say it was ego that drove him to try and solve the legacy, but that's hogwash. Even if he was a bit of a showman, he loves his homeland. He thought he could help. He wasn't one to speak of his work. I suspect his colleagues might have tried to steal it, but he told me that he'd figured out a way to create a soul. Not a soul, mind you, exactly, but how did he put it? A proxy, I think he called it. He had some machine that drew energy out of the very ether. Can you imagine? The point is, it was going to help with the legacy. It was going to make Hollowborn into something else, easier to love and care for. God knows that's something we need. Do you know what they call the empty little babies on Andra's gift? Tell me. They called them boys, because many of them are found floating face down in the water. These are mad times. Anyway, Master Azo buoys, boys. Buoys. Anzo has scheduled a public demonstration of his work in Copper Lane. He was so excited. Then the next day he was locked in his office, turning away visitors. He stopped seeing patients. I don't know exactly what happened. I don't have the heart to ask him, but I'm glad they're letting him treat people again. Any patients acting unusually? Well, there's Batix, who relives a murder she committed more than 5 lifetimes ago. Idleman, who they say only has half a soul and who's found collecting the faces of others because he believes his own one to be a false one. Graham, he speaks in a language no one understands and wails at night. Different from their normal behavior. Well, yes, I suppose, but nothing they didn't volunteer for. Master Azo let us know that the number of patients in the North Ward had volunteered for new therapies and they would escort to his laboratory to receive the treatments. The North Ward has our most troubled cases. I'm glad some of them have chosen to get help. It seems to me it's gotten quieter ever since that started. It's Graham I see them taking in the most. He struggles, but he's always a bit of a wild one. Why are you here? I don't want to say. You'll think less of me. She blushes. When you blush, it brings out the color of your eyes. Her blush deepens and she ducks her head forward to bury her face beneath her hair. These last few years haven't been kind to me. They haven't been kind to anyone. I try not to think of it personally. I lost my husband and both my boys to the Saints' War. My daughter, the legacy took her before she was ever even mine. I made do. What else can you do? I moved into a tiny place on Andra's gift, by mending clothes and on the kindness of strangers when I had to. But I was surviving and the gods were watching over me. I could live with that. Then one day this noblewoman comes in and wants a fancy gown fixed. Gorgeous thing. This shade of blue I'd never seen before. Oh, I looked at it and it reminded me of something. And I had what they call an awakening. I remembered being a noblewoman myself in another life. People doting over me, men doting over me. Me! The best food, the most beautiful home, all the things you've ever dared dream of. They were mine. It was poison knowing that. All those things I had that I'd never have in this life. It did something to me. My food started to taste rotten. The walls of my little room seemed to close in around me. I stopped being able to sleep in my own bed. So I came here. It was that or break into an estate and start ordering servants around. It seems like such a silly thing to worry about. You don't have to tell me, but I can't get past it. And I start wondering, did the gods choose this life for me? And if so, what terrible thing must I have done to deserve it? You should have become an adventurer and you should have broken in, break into the estate, start ordering servants around. That's what we did. We got a whole castle. That's totally in character. In game, in universe, we got a castle because we showed up and beat up some people. You had it right before. There's nothing to do but live with it. Maybe you'll get there again one day. Maybe not in this life, then in another. The strange part is, I think even the best would have been... I think even the best would have been good enough for me anymore. What? The strange part is, I think even the best wouldn't have been good enough. Wouldn't be good enough for me anymore. I think I must have gotten to that point when I was that noble lady. Huh, weird. Okay. Would I be able to visit the North Ward? They seem to keep them separate. I don't know that I've ever seen the guards allow a visitor, just Master Azo. You might ask him. He's very sympathetic. Okay, do you know where I can find Azo? I think I've seen him around today. Have you checked the laboratory? It shares a wall with his office. He's been spending most of his time there lately. Farewell. Okay. I am not going to talk to the flesh constructs. Alright, let's have a look at the map. I think talking to a flesh construct is just going to cause a problem. The construct turns its head towards you and watches warily. Yeah. Where's the map? North is that way, right? North is either going to be this way, in this corner. It's not going to be this way. It's certainly not this way.
Hello? Hello?
Hello. Okay, I think we're going to have to wrap it up here, guys and gals. Guys and gals. Because if I start doing more dialogue, it's going to be like 10, 20 more minutes. So let's just call it here. So we're in the sanatorium. Let's have a quick look around at what we've got, just to make some rough idea of what we need to do. Right? Journal. We're looking for interview Graham in the north wall. Okay, so we've got investigate patient ward, interview Graham in the north wall. Dude, how are you doing? Right, so we're working on the man who waits. Enter the tower in Heritage Hill. Travel to Durford Village. We still haven't been there. We got this mission 30 days ago. I am not doing these missions in order. Shit balls. Okay. Look at following missions. That's what we're doing. No, yeah. At the end too. No, I saw you. I remember Jimmy did a shout out for you, and I said thank you to Jimmy, and I did all that. And I said thank you to Jimmy for shouting out D4T, and thank you for D4T for the raid. We are going to wrap it up here. So I have to say, this is the thing. I've been talking a little bit more aggressively because it stopped everything hurting, which makes me worried that it's my jaw and not the tooth. Weird. And then when I lie down, obviously everything shifts. Oh, I hope it's not TMJ. Oh, that could be bad. That could be bad. Hopefully I will be repaired on Friday. I don't know. I hope so. Let's pick someone to raid anyway. And who would be a good raid target? I hope I am repaired on Friday, and I hope I don't like crap on about it too much. I'm trying to remain positive, but I have to mention it because every so often I just sort of go. Okay, who can we raid? I used to take more risks with raiding. I used to go on to tab 2 is Babylon Zul, who is currently streaming. I'm scrolling. Currently scrolling Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island. Yoshi's Island. Okay, we're going to raid Babylon Zul. I have never played Yoshi's Island. but I have watched Carl Sagan 42 play Yoshi's Island. So what do I have to do after this? I have backed up a load of saves. Or a load of videos. I should have unplugged the drive. It's been plugged in this whole time. Oh dear, that's not good for it. So I will see you all Friday. And the raid is going ahead now. And I'm going to jump over to Sunset and Sea, and I will see you then. I got to change the stream number. And I have to use this device to pay my credit card so that I can pay the dentist. Okay, bye everyone. Where's the button? Bye. Thank you for watching the stream, everyone. We're going raiding with 21 people in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Raid!